we gather in the cosmos bright. Stars and ships take flight tonight, in the void where dreams do play. Soul citizens lead the way. Borders fade in nebula's light. Unknown worlds will chart tonight. Through the galaxy we soar. Endless journeys at our core. Borders fade in nebula's light. Unknown worlds will chart tonight. Through the galaxy we soar. Endless journeys at our core. Starry roads and endless skies. Soul citizens we rise. Charting courses never lost. Together the verses crossed. Squadrons call on the horizon. Battles fought, our hearts aren't frightened. In our ships we face the dawn. Soul citizens carry on. Oh, planets spin and light years fly. Boundless space where hopes reside. Brotherhood in every star. Soul citizens, here we are. Borders fade in nebula's light. Unknown worlds will chart tonight. Through the galaxy we soar. Endless journeys at our core. Starry roads in endless skies. Soul citizens we rise. Charting courses never lost. Together the verses crossed.
There we go. Hey, welcome to another edition of Soul Talk. We talk StarCitizen, members of the community. I'm your host, Fastcart, and I'm joined today by JadeStarwatcher. How are you doing, Jade?
I'm doing okay.
Say it again?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Are you using the right mic?
Yeah. Is there an issue?
It sounds slightly modulated. It should be fine. I can hear you.
I can. Well, I'm going through NVIDIA broadcast, but I can go straight to.
No,
I want to
that's
go
fine.
straight to my mic.
No, you sound better now. I got used to it. But maybe
Okay.
I just had to get used to it. You're fine. All right, so yeah, today is February 13th. Not beware the odds of March, or beware the odds of February, or Friday the 14th, or anything like that. It's just regular February for 13th. So, not much going on today. But I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, we're live today on Twitch and YouTube. Hope everyone's doing well. Let me see who I see. I see New Soul, I see Attack Cat, and I see Poppin' Face. How are y'all doing? And if you want to come in and talk with us, click the link that Jade just posted and come in and talk with us. What's going on this weekend? We got quite a show to go to. So, you been doing anything fun, Jade?
Yeah. I've been doing the stuff in Pyro.
The stuff from Pyro? Okay.
Yeah.
How far have you gotten?
Oh, I already finished. I got my Citizens for Prosperity paints, and I'm looking forward to the stuff that's in the PTU going to live.
Okay. Yeah, we did get a new PTO update today, so we'll go over that in a bit. But yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, again, if you want to come in and chat with us, click the link that Jade posted in chat. And I'm still watching the anime. I'm trying to catch up on Invincible. I'm behind on Invincible. And it sucks because I get notifications for Invincible. And I think like half the season or the whole season is out, so I'm trying to avoid my notification, but it's hard when it pops up and you just see it. You're like, there, you know. They put the spoiler straight in the title of the notification.
You definitely have to avoid it. Well, that's the other thing. I yesterday I recorded a bunch of new lines for episode 6 of the Huxley group.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I'm getting
You know-
really good at it, according to Nate.
Oh, congratulations. Good to hear.
Thanks.
I'm not gonna ask when that'll be out, but it's soon, Tim.
I'll just say it's in production and they've already started shooting. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm still in the middle of my Kindle reading speed. It's slowing down a bit because I'm doing other stuff, but yeah, I'm going back and forth, and I might have to cancel Kindle because I'm getting not bored of it, but I want to take a break, so I may cancel it for a little bit and come back to it. But yeah, so let's do my thing, and then we can get started. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the correct date, but it's two possible movies. So 2 possible movies that this line come from. Hopefully, people will get it. On your left. That's the whole line. On your left. So who can tell me where that's from? I'm gonna drag people down. You're on the air.
I know this. I know.
You know this?
Yes.
You're on the left.
Yes, I know. Oh man, I can't remember it.
You know what it is, Fizz?
On your left. Darn it.
remember.
Okay.
I know we
The
seen
hint
it
is
recently.
the movie came. A sequel came out this week.
Sequel came out this week.
Came out this week.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No,
I have not been paying attention to
On your
movie
left.
trailers in the movie, so
Now, Miss, are you on the right mic? Cause you sound
No,
far away
wait
too.
a yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
what?
reposition. You gotta reposition it.
Hey, Sam Groper.
I,
Hey, the prisoner.
yeah, I want to say Alien, something with Alien, but oh man, I'm thinking of Reese.
I guess you could say that, but that's
I'm
not
thinking
correct.
of Reese. It's not. It's on your left.
All right. I'll let people know.
I
Go
know
ahead.
it. No,
Oh, you know
I know
Jade?
it.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
goodness.
It's an Avengers thing.
Yes.
No.
Not really into superhero movies, so I'm gonna just take a wild guess and say Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, that's actually correct. That's one of the movies.
Okay.
That is not a spin-off, but a takeoff of what Steve Rogers, Captain America, said to the Falcon at the time. And I want to say it was Captain America 2 when it first came out. On your left, that's what Captain America said to the Falcon, and then the Falcon repeated that line to Steve Rogers in Endgame.
I am shocked that I
Nah.
got this.
And this is because the new Captain America came out this week. So yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping I'll get a chance to.
Nah, I was thinking the wrong movie.
No problem, Pop.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, aliens were involved, just not the
Yeah.
aliens you were thinking about.
Yeah, I'm just man.
All right, so let's get started with this. How are you two doing, by the way? Before we get started,
doing good, doing
Doing
good.
great.
no, you sound better now. That's good.
Thank you.
All right, so we got our sneak peek. Gonna put that on the screen. And the sneak peek, the title is today is This is a Code Red Alert. This is a Code Red Alert. Now, a lot of us already know what this is, but what were your guesses before you find out what this was?
Mm.
Did you have a guess, Jade? I mean, you know what it is now, but did you when we first saw it?
Oh
this your
yeah,
first time seeing it?
You know, I knew before it was the Heartseeker.
Okay. All right. How about Fish and how about you, Fish?
To be honest with you, my first time seeing the picture.
No, your first time seeing the picture. Okay. All right. You two
Yeah.
pops.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been,
Yeah.
I've been
Busy.
really busy. Been
Busy.
Yeah,
really busy.
no. I'll give you a sneak peek into fastcart's mind. I know that's a scary place to be, But I was looking
Yeah,
at
it
this
is.
all
You
wrong.
definitely are correct. That is a scary place to be.
I was looking at this all wrong because I saw the shapes and I saw the colors. I was thinking Crusader because
Wait a minute.
it,
We're
it
getting a
You get
sneak
it?
peek. We're getting a sneak peek into your mind. It's a little
yeah,
foggy. It's a little foggy.
the fog of war. You got to explore a little to get rid of the fog of war.
Oh,
It'll
okay.
be all right. You'll
All
be
right.
all right. You'll be all right. But
Mm.
yeah. So I was thinking Crusader because of the colors. Colors threw me off on this one.
Right.
Can you not tell the
But,
difference between red and blue?
No, the red and white for like the Mercury or something.
Cru-
Yeah.
No. Crusader's colors are blue. They're not red.
Yeah,
and-
but some of the
and
ships
white.
are like some of the ships have red highlights on them, like the
That-
Mercury.
That was the first one, and they changed. That's when they decided the branding was going to be different, and everything's
Yeah.
blue and white
Well,
now.
yeah. So I mean, my daily driver is the Mercury, so that's the ship that I associate with Crusader a lot. But yeah. But then I noticed that the cockpit at the top left. So I'm like, wait, that's a ship.
Yeah.
That's the cockpit. So I'm like, oh, Hornet. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I would
I
have never have guessed what ship this is.
but I wasn't thinking Heartseeker because I mean I should have been thinking Heartseeker because February is coming out. But I knew that the Super Hornet was coming out, but I didn't think that they would do both Super Hornet and the Heartseeker because typically the Heartseeker is its own ship, but they did it differently this time, so that's how they got them both out. But if you look at this on the screen, let me change the screen. So this is the full picture with the Heartseeker. So yeah. Yep. So yeah. We'll get more into that in a bit. But yeah, so it's cool.
Ask a question. Is the red different from other years? Didn't they have red paint?
It's more metallic. It's definitely more glossy, more
Yeah,
metallic.
okay. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. It's a little
Yeah.
bit more
But
metallic.
you'll get a better look in the page ahead. And there's no StarCitizen Live because we covered that last week. It was on Thursday last week, so there's nothing on Friday. So that's why we're not skipping StarCitizen Live. We just covered it last week. So I just want people to let people know. But we do have This Week in StarCitizen. And they talk about the return of StarCitizen Live, which was last week, a 3-hour episode. Check that out. Or get the summary from not Board Gamer, the Nubifier. They said they wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who contributed to the tracking the most impactful bugs and issues on Spectrum. Our feedback is valuable to them. I forget how many. Well, I can look. Just click on it and see how many posts they got. Because last week they had like 742, I believe, and they had 1576. So 1,200, no, 800 more replies. So yeah, not bad in a week's time. And the thread has been locked now, so you can't reply anymore. But yeah, they talk about the maintenance period and why they can't do live plays online, so couldn't release the changes and necessitate both change in client and game server. This is going over the changes that they're trying to do this year a little bit. But what's going on this week is Monday. They had their StarCitizen Calm Dive number 2. We'll get to that later on the show. Tuesday, start off with the Coramor celebration. Thursday, we had the ISC, so we'll get to that at the end of the episode. And then Friday, we get our weekly newsletter. But let's talk about the top images of this week and the MVP. So this time, the first image is from Tata, and this is called Leaving Pyro to Enjoy Some Calm. Leaving Pyro to Enjoy Some Calm. There are 4 pictures in this one. Dude, that's cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is called Power 4 with a View, or on Power 5 maybe. This is by Anton R7. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that one. That's peaceful. Almost got that
And yeah,
Star
that is
Wars
Pyro 5.
Tatooine. Yeah. It almost got that Star Wars Tatooine Twin Moon kind of vibe almost.
Twin Moon.
I know it's
Don't you
one
mean
moon, but
twin stars?
that's what it reminds me of from Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. That's not a moon though. That's a planet.
That's no moon.
That's no moon. That's a gas
There you
giant.
go. There you go. You didn't say the line right, Jay. You got to get the line right.
I'm not a Star Wars fan. I don't care.
Oh no, you were doing okay. Didn't have to say that. But this one is called My 10 Picks from January 2955. This is from Yannick. We're not gonna go through each of the 10 picks. Well, we could if we want to, but that's one of the picks. Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, the tan on that person. Oh my goodness.
Say it again.
The tan.
Oh, the tan.
That's not a
Spray
tan.
tan.
Not
Looks
gonna
like
go there.
somebody put.
Not gonna go there. I could say something, but I won't. Yeah, this
Okay.
is number 5 of 10 from Yannick.
You know, that's one of the things though about their skin tones is that when you pump up the contrast, they just look unnatural.
Plus, when you look, sometimes when you get a certain tone in the creator, when you log in, it looks not completely, but it looks way different from what your character creator lighting looked like.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Trying to go back, but it's not okay. So that is number 2, I believe. No, that's number 2. This is number 3. This is Sunset on Ignis with Low Flyers by Iskarai. Iskarai, I believe that's how you pronounce it. That's pretty cool. That's an arrow? In the back.
No.
In the back.
In the back, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See. Laughing at me because I said the wrong shit, but I'm looking in the back one. In the front, I mean, the shadow is in the way. I can't really see. My light is in my face too. So what is that in the front?
Saber.
Saber. Okay. I don't have one. That's why I don't recognize it. I believe that's the Hornet in the middle. No, you got 2 ships in the middle. Not like it in the face. Sorry.
Looks like another era.
Okay. Okay. So 3 arrows and a saber. Okay. And then last. Oh no, that is last. We got the MVP that, but this is number 4. Sunset on Ignis with Low Flyers. My 10 picks from January 2955. Pyro 4 with a view. And leaving Pyro to enjoy some calm. So which one do y'all like?
Okay, go. I was gonna tell you go to your right. I don't know if this is one more that one. Only because the lighting and it I don't know, when I first saw it, it kind of reminded me of a ship flying. I know this makes no sense, but it makes sense in my mind. It flying into a honeycomb.
Honeycomb. I was gonna say Swiss cheese.
Oh, switch it. Okay, that's close.
Yeah, we both had a similar idea.
Yeah, so it just gave me going into someplace alien, you know. But yeah, I like that one because it gets my mind, the imagination going.
And how about you, Fisk?
I am going to say the same. I like the Swiss cheese. I'm a big fan of the Reuben sandwich with the Swiss cheese.
Oh my God! Now you got us all thinking about food.
Nah.
That was my fault. And Jade,
Yeah,
how about
it
you?
was.
I'm gonna go with Yannick's collection. Yeah,
Yannick,
that one. Yep.
This one, okay. I'm torn between. Well, Jade will always say I like my ships. I'm torn between number 4 and number 2. I'm gonna go number 2. This one from Power Forward Review from Anton Saving. I'm probably butchering her name. Apologies for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Shuffling.
It just last week with the Serengeti picture. It's close, but yeah, I'm gonna stay with the honeycomb one.
I would have picked the 2 people. The picture with the 2 people. But except, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the colors
You
on
say
that.
it's not a tan,
Blown.
so
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. It just
yeah.
because if you look
It's
at
blown
him
out.
and then you look at her, I'm
Yeah,
like, holy
It's
moly!
yeah, it's the thing though when using like any of the brown toned skins that are in the mid range of brown, when you pump up the contrast on it, it looks orange. And I think they need to do something because it wasn't always like that. Like before we got the new character customizer, you could pump up the contrast on those tones and it was fine. But now I think they put a little bit too much orange in whatever the base for that tone was.
I guess so. I mean, that could be true. I mean, like you said. Only thing is, I mean, I guess in a lot of ways that is kind of true to life because some people do have those tans like that. They do get those, but I guess if that's what the person was going for. And is that pyro amalgamated right there on that symbol?
What?
on his
Yeah,
head,
that's
on the
pyro
Yeah,
helmet.
it is.
amalgamated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pyro amalgamated. Okay, that's cool.
All right, and this is the MVP for this week from Lauren PL. Fallow Field Cinematic. We'll get to this at the end of the show for our community content. But yeah, congratulations for the MVP to Lauren PL. And what is it? Oh yeah, so I'm gonna toot my own horn for a little bit. I was right. I was right a few months ago when I predicted the price of the Intrepid. And I was right this time when I said that there were 16 ships instead of 15 in this at the end of this sneak peek from CitizenCon. People were counting the 15 ship, but I said no, the 16 ship. There's a ship rising from the Pioneer, like that. So the Hornet will be the 16 because they already had the Hornet Tracker and the Hornet Ghost. But I said, no, it's not 15 ship, it's 16 ship, because that's the Hornet. And people are not, no, fastcart, you're wrong, because that can't be a super Hornet because they're missing the thing on top. Oh, no, fastcart, they're just showing off what the ship can do. That ship can take off from the Pioneer. That doesn't mean there's 16 ship. But lo and behold, so I'm like a broken sundial. I'm right twice a year.
Okay.
But a sundial tracks time.
I knew you
during
couldn't
the
let that
day.
go, Jade. People know me by now. I'll talk trash.
Yeah.
You will know not to take me seriously when I say stuff like that.
Okay. I guess
But
I
go
don't
ahead.
yet.
Go ahead. All right. So up next we have, speaking of the Super Hornet, this is the commercial for the Super Hornet. So let's take a look.
The Super Hornet Mark II is a fighter from Anvil Aerospace. It's not replacing the old Mark I. The old Mark I is still going to exist and it's going to be in the verse. So players who own the Mark I are going to keep their Mark I. This is an upgrade if you want to go that direction.
So the Super Hornet Mark II is the Super Hornet Mark I, beefed up to take on all the stylings of the new Mark II Hornet. So the F7A MK2, this is the F7CM MK2, so it's in that family. It's a new generation of Hornets.
It has an extended nose in order to accommodate the second pilot, the co-pilot.
It's got 2 seats, so you've got a co-pilot sitting behind you. So the ship itself is a little bit longer. The wings are a little bit sleeker. And the tail wings are also a little bit longer as well. And in addition to that, we've got bigger weapons on the ball turret on top.
It's got a remote turret and a lot of guns and packs a lot of firepower. You should consider flying a Super Hornet Mark II if you want a fighter that you can fly solo, but you want to be able to bring another player, another friend along with you. You want them to be able to contribute to the battle as well.
Target destroyed.
The Heartseeker Mark I was a variant. It is no longer a variant for the Super Hornet Mark II. It is now a paint and the package comes with a mount. So the mount is going to be an all-in-one package that comes with a bespoke gun and the turret mount as well. So the bespoke gun is going to be a ballistic Gatling type weapon, but it has 2 barrels. I actually like the new breakup for the paints on it. That just kind of like on the nose, it has this nice breakup for the colors. They use the same paints. You can apply one paint across any of the Mark IIs, but I think they look better on the Super Hornet.
I actually do like that we have a different pattern set up on the exterior, and specifically I really do like the new Heartseeker. I think the breakup that was done for that looks really cool. I like that we added a bit of sort of metallic paint flake to the pink, so it's not just a flat color like the original one does. And the weapon is just really cool, man. Once you start seeing the double barrels spinning up, you feel very powerful using that thing.
Color
And we're
blindness
back.
is real. That's not
Say it again?
pink. It's red. I said color blindness is real. That wasn't pink. That was red.
I was gonna let it go, but yeah, it
I'm
looked red
not.
to me. I mean, it's a deep pink. How about that?
Mm-mm,
It's a
not
very
even.
deep pink. So yeah, what do y'all think of the little? I guess it's called ship shape, but it's really behind the ships. That's what they're calling it. But yeah, what do you think of this behind the ship for the Super Hornet Mark II?
Hated it. No, I'm just
Okay.
not my ship, but you know, it's cool. For those who like it, don't you? You know, you like what you like. I'm not a combat person in the game, so it doesn't appeal to me.
Okay. And you, Pops?
If it could mine, I'd be interested in it.
There
But
you go.
you know, I have
With
one.
what?
If it could mine, you know,
Mine. Okay. Yeah.
mine, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not belonging to me, but breaking up rock.
Mm.
Yeah. I have one ship to fit in my Polaris hangar, and that is the Polaris, isn't it? That it came out of. But
Might have been.
that you know, which is what is it, Scorpius that I have? I mean, I the only thing I could do would be trade the Scorpius for this one, but nah, you know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this one might have
Yeah,
more firepower. You want to compare
yeah,
it to past, or
may
if you just like the
have-
look of the Scorpius, keep that if you like the look of it. But yeah,
Yeah,
with that Star
yeah,
Wars
I-
X-Wing.
Yep, you're absolutely right. It's a matter of just, you know, what you like at, you know. But
Yeah, some
yeah,
people buy ships
not-
for the meta, some people buy ships for the look.
Mhm.
In my opinion, you're way better off if you buy it for the look and just like the way it flies and looks.
Yeah.
So I paused. Yeah, I did pause. All right, so yeah, this is the ship page for the Super Hornet. Showing a little bit of the trailer. Not trailer, but the behind the ship that we just saw. A new legendary chapter. This is the Mark II. And I'll talk about the Heartseeker upgrade. We'll get to more of that in a little bit. But it's a defensive powerhouse. So this is a medium fighter. It used to be classified, well, they've gone back and forth. I believe at one time, it was considered a heavy fighter. But I think probably because at the time there was nothing heavier as a fighter than a Hornet. But now we have heavier fighters. So this has been relegated to medium now. So yeah, partners in arms, you could do the gallery. And also, I didn't notice, because I'm trying to find that picture, but yeah, this is the other sneak peek picture. It's cropped differently. So it took me a while to find that picture at the start of the show, but I eventually found it. But yeah, they have several paint. I can give you all a look at how it looks. This is the factory standard. I like this one. This is the quick stand version. This is something called silver. It's
I like that one. I like that.
You made gray and yellow green, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Shikari.
I mean, I'm not green, but I like that. I like that combo of green. that's
green. Okay, that's what they call it. Yeah. And then they also have the Heartseeker one, but that's down below. You got the tech specs right there, Super Hornet Mark II, electrically amplified. So yeah, are you surprised by the price? Because the Super Hornet, is 180. Yeah, I want to say 180. The Heartseeker is 200. So now the Super Hornet Mark II is Warbond at 220, but RSI credit is 240. So that's a full $40 RSI credit over the Heartseeker Mark One. So what do y'all think about the price?
I forget what I
Again,
paid for the Scorpius.
Morpheus is,
Don't
I want to
remember. Let me
say
look on my page.
170, 180. Well, depends on what Scorpius you have. I can
Oh,
probably look.
oh
Hold
yeah,
on.
no, I had the the OG one.
Do this. Go here. Type in Scorpius. Scorpius, 240. My bad. So it's the same price.
Same price.
ooh,
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't even upgrade if you wanted to, because it's the same price.
Same price, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess are they in the same weight class? Heavy fighter,
Yeah, that's what I
This is
used.
heavy fighter. The Scorpion is heavy, and
right?
the
And is
Super is
oh,
medium.
so
So they're not in the same
medium.
class,
They're
but
not
it
the
costs the
same
same.
weight class.
So I don't. Yeah, the Scorpion. I don't. Well, I have to look at the tech spec. I don't believe the Scorpions had more armor or shield. I'm not sure.
Now for the Heartseeker, uh, those bespoke guns. I mean, are they more powerful or are they?
Yeah, they're more powerful than the regular Heartseeker, the Mark One Heartseeker, and they're more powerful than they make the regular Super Hornet more powerful too. And I believe the turret, the ball turret for the Heartseeker 2, Mark II, can go on any Hornet Mark II.
Wait a minute. Go
Gotcha.
back to the. Can you do me a favor? Can you go back to the armor? Can you?
Oh yeah, right here.
y-
Yeah, it just flashes back and forth. But if you go if you go down, if you go wait for me to go to the Coramor, you can get a better look.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, so wait for the Coramor stuff. But they also have paint here. Now we're gonna talk more about the Heartseeker in a bit, but you have the Love Struck paint. This is for Valentine Day, obviously, or Coramor $29.55. That's $11. If they were to charge $11 for the Heartseeker paint, I would pay for it. But I think the upgrade kit for $25. Well, here's the thing: for $25, you get the armor, you get the paint, and you get the ball turret for the Super Hornet, right? So I think that's an okay deal. But for $30, just the RSI credit, you only get the paint and the ball turret. And so I would think like if the paint may be $11 and the ball turret maybe $5 or something like that, I think the RSI credit one is too expensive for what you're getting. But you know, if you want to support the project, be you. So I think the $25 for the armor, the skin, and the ball turret is probably a better deal, obviously. But you had to put up money for it.
Right.
How about you? What do you think? You don't like any of these at all, do you, Jade?
What do you mean? You mean the paints or the Hornet itself?
The Hornet itself.
I mean, I have a F7A, so I mean that's about all the Hornet I need. Because I have 2 F8 Lightnings, so I'm not
The
getting a Super
F7A
Hornet.
is the Mark II.
The F7, yeah, the F7A Mark II, I should say.
Okay.
It was an F7C, and then I applied the upgrade kit for the military version.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't need a Super Hornet. So I mean, if we're gonna get anything, maybe the package with the ball turret, so that I could purchase a Super Hornet in game and use that on it. Because I don't know if the one that you'll be able to purchase in game will have it, but I'll take the gamble that it does, and just not get it. But I did buy all the paints. I melted my Love Struck package from years ago and applied that credit to the new Lovestruck package because I wanted the Zeus Lovestruck paint plus the other ones
Okay.
I already had.
Well, all right, we got a couple of more videos. I wanted to show the Super Hornet. This is a commercial for the Super Hornet. I'm not going to go full screen for that, but I'm sorry, the Heartseeker Mark II. Heartseeker Mark II.
You know I love you, right?
I know that you love this.
I've been to Rome and Venice, New York, golf and tennis, but I get lost finding my way to your heart. Now that you know I love you so, hold me and kiss me and show me the way to your
I think that's cute. But yeah, that is the Heartseeker commercial. What do y'all think?
Cuteness overload.
Nice little Deadpool.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to think of what they were. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I caught it.
this
Yeah, I
reminds
caught it
me of
too.
something. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
This
that
is
fall
this
that they're
is
coming
Deadpool.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I was trying to think of where I saw that at. Okay.
Right here.
There
That's
it
Deadpool.
is.
Straight up Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kudos.
I like
Kudos.
I'm not a big band music fan, but I did like this one. I like
Okay.
it fit, it worked. Yeah.
Does this commercial make you want to get it? Nope.
No. They do make hella commercials though.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
Now, I'm going to take a little bit of side talk before we talk more about the Heartseeker. Because some people around the community are like, why are CIGs making Mark IIs a ship? Why are they trying to milk us for more money? But, they're not really milking you because this has always been the plan. Case in point, this is a StarCitizen Universe 3.3 Austin, and this is dated August 11th, 2016. So this is like almost 9 years ago. So I want people to take a look at this real quick. We're going to watch like 1.5 minutes.
The original Hornet F7A Mk1 was created by CGBot and it was used in the first pitch video by Chris Roberts. The F7A is going to be featured in Squadron 42, so naturally we were looking to do a complete update for the Hornet, since the mesh being used in the game as of now is still essentially the old CGBot model from 4 years ago. The idea here was to keep the original Hornet F7 Mk1 series in the game, and then add the F7A Mk2 model completely new from the ground up with our latest techniques and pipeline procedures. Chris thought it would be cool to have the classic Hornet and the new version run side by side, and players would have the opportunity to keep the old Mk1 as a classic collector's item. We were also going to revisit the Mk1 one last time with an update on materials and damage systems to have it mesh better with our current assets. While we wanted an updated and new Hornet, we still wanted to keep the essence of the Hornet line of spaceships, rugged and relatively simple, yet very effective. Also, I had the thought that from a distance, one should be able to tell that the ship is a Hornet F7. Essentially, I wanted to update the lines of the Mk1 Hornet and also bring the mesh up to a higher fidelity and functionality level. We also had a list that we gathered from fans with issues and complaints about the current Hornet ships. From that list, I gathered the most important problems, and most of them were already on my list as well. I tried to remedy as many issues as I could.
That's all we're going to watch for now. But I just wanted to point out to people that the Hornet, the Mark II series, has been in the works since 2016, probably before even 2016.
Yeah.
So they're just now coming to fruition in 2025. So maybe I'll get my bandit measurement by 2030. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, so this is just to show people. This is not CIG, money gouging or price gouging y'all or trying to milk y'all. This is always been a plan. So yeah, what are y'all thoughts?
I can tell you that. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I can tell you that if they ever decide to pull the reverse of this with the Zeus and put out the Mark I, they will print money. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's true, because I would buy one. Just, I think some people don't think that there are people that just buy ships as a collector. And that, I've always wanted to get that one just as a collector. Like I said, my Polaris ultimately, realistically for me, is a collector's item because, it's so many people in the game with ships and things like that. I mean, it is probably going to be really rare that I pull that ship out. Probably, I don't know, 80% of my fleet will probably just stay in my hangar.
So what do you think of Mark II's of ships though? Like, is there a ship you want to see a Mark II of? Are you a buy?
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a
that give you a chance to think about it. You have anything, Fist?
Yeah.
See, for me, I mean, again, the Mark IIs and these fighter ships, I'm not really, doesn't touch my heart. You know where my heart is, Ugly Betty.
Well, how about a Mark II of a ship that's not a fighter then? What would you pick?
There was a Mark II Orion.
Yeah, well, okay.
I don't know.
If there was a Mark II Orion, then yeah, I would. I mean, that would be a something I would definitely look into. Now, like Pop said, it's one of those ships where maybe I might not pull it out. But one thing I will say this though, if that's the case, I'm gonna rent my ships out because you're gonna give me. I'm gonna make sure I put it to work. I'm gonna rent it out, and you're gonna have to.
Yeah, you're gonna rent
10%.
it out, and people are gonna return it wrecked if that.
All burnt up. And
you got to think about it.
Like cheese.
I hope Steve, but this is where I hope that CIG, puts into place, contracts that hopefully, hey, listen, you owe me XYZ off of your cut, and I'm coming to your bank account. I'm putting a levy on your bank account.
So what's saying you want a Mark II Orion? You said, right?
Yep.
Now,
how about you? Go ahead, Pop.
I think about it. I wouldn't really mind if they came out with a Mark II Scorpius. I mean, I know they came out with the interdiction one.
The Anteros,
yeah, an upgrade. I wouldn't mind because I think, in my opinion, well, right now I would go for the upgrade just because if it were better. So I mean, stuff like that doesn't bother me. Because it's either you open your wallet or you don't. That's the power of your own mind. It's not like they hypnotize you and make you buy it.
Yes, they do.
Some people may argue with that, but I get what you mean.
Ooh, shiny. Ooh, squirrel. The squirrel.
Yep. Yeah, right.
Okay, I get it then. Okay.
How about you, Jade?
So for me, when I think of Mark IIs, I look at in lore, what are the ships that are the oldest, right? Because like the Zeus in lore is the oldest ship, so they made a Mark II of it, right? And somebody in chat, Sam Groper in chat mentioned the Avenger, and that's a really good call because the Avenger also is fairly old compared to it being 2955. So I would say like the Avenger Mark II, Gladiator Mark II.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to say Gladiator. You go ahead.
Because again, in lore, that's a very old ship.
Old ship, yeah.
So I would say the Gladiator. Yep, the Gladiator, and I'll even say the Retaliator because that's even older than the Gladiator.
Okay. Yeah. I made a list of 3 ships. The first one is the Gladiator because That's old as hell. People, I never heard of people flying it. Well, some people may fly, but I know it's really rare. So I think the Gladiator Mark II will make that ship more popular again. We'll see have more variety, even though it's a fighter ship. Yeah. So the Gladiator Mark II is probably my number one. The Freelancer Mark II.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
with
old
the
as hell
VTOL,
too.
with the VTOL engines. Okay.
Oh yeah, they could do
Those
real well to make
VTOL.
VTOL this time.
Oh my God,
Because
you
a lot of people,
started.
a lot of people, wink, you know who you are, really want
Yeah, I
those
know. You
VTOLs,
know
so we
who
can
he
put
is.
those back in. And yeah,
Oh my goodness. He'd
but the
have a
last,
fit.
one on my list is the Mercury Starliner. They can put the door on the side. They can take out the hidden compartment or make it smaller. And yeah,
I don't know if that, or just fix it. I call that a fix. But yeah, I see what you're saying though. I would, because it needs another exit besides that ramp in the back. Yeah, it
exactly.
absolutely does. I don't know if I call it a Mark II. I would, yeah,
I
it just
mean,
needs
well,
a.
so, when they hold the ship in the Crusader line.
Yeah.
Instead of like the Mercury, it'll be like Venus. I don't know. The Venus could be a whole nother thing, but
Oh my goodness.
and
Okay.
Jupiter, the Jupiter.
I want a Venus ship.
Yeah, now that I say it,
They could sell it at the next Coramor.
yeah, that's true. All right, so yeah, that is the Super Hornet and the Heartseeker Mark II. I'm probably gonna get it because I have a a Heartseeker Mark I. So I'll probably just upgrade and get the Heartseeker Mark II. It'll cost me $45 Warbond. So yeah, I'll do it eventually. You can tell how thrilled I am. Part of the reason why I'm wishy-washy because my Mark II is the only ship in my fleet that has 6 months insurance. I wasn't able to get a token or anything like that to give it 10 years or anything like that. So yeah, well.
Okay.
All right. So CID, Chris Wayne Smith, I guess that's the same Chris that we saw in the video, put out a Hornet loadout guide. So that was kind of them. And they said we noticed a lot of questions about whether or not the center attachment in Mark II, Mark I and Mark II series are interchangeable. If you can swap them with the same series or within the same series. Plus, there's some curiosity about the different nose turrets. So, welcome to the Hornet Loadout Guide, where we break it all down and get started. So, to talk about the center attachment compatibility, every Hornet variant comes with a center attachment slot designed to hold components like scanners, bolsters, or cargo module. Within the same Mark series, these attachments are planned to become fully swappable, but they aren't cross-compatible between Mark I and Mark II. For instance, you can take a Willis-Op long-look radar from the F7R Hornet Mark II tracker and swap it out for the Stowall H2 from the F7C Hornet Mark II. Check the table below to for the breakdown plan compatibility so you know where's where. So CIG, it makes things complicated when you gotta make a chart. It's too complicated when you gotta make a chart for people to refer to. What do y'all think?
If it helps, it helps. Yeah. Wow.
So let me see if I can find the Stowall. Where is the? That's the ball turret. I'm looking for the Heartseeker one.
It's not on there.
It's not on. Oh, okay. Thank you. I was like, wait, where's the Heartseeker? Thank you. I was like, trying to find it. Am I blind? Where is it? Oh, they got the Mark I, but not the Mark II. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so I always use the specialty Veripunk S5 size 5. I take that out and just put a size 5 there on a Heartseeker Mark I one. But I don't think you can do that on the Heartseeker. I'm not sure. I tried it earlier. I haven't tried the game yet, so but yeah. CID. Thank
Let
you
me,
for
how
making a
many?
chart, but things are too complicated when you have to make a chart. What are you gonna say,
Yeah.
Bob?
No. Okay. How many um F7s are there?
There's the normal one, the base Hornet.
Okay,
There's
one.
the Wildfire, which is the base Hornet with livery and some changeable gear, not changeable gear, changeable component. There's the Super Hornet, F7
Two.
Super Hornet,
Okay.
and
Three.
the Heartseeker.
4.
Oh, my bad. You
And
got the F7A, so that's 5.
that's 5. Goodness
The
gracious.
F7A.
Okay.
Then you got the Tracker,
Wow. 6.
and then you got the Ghost.
7. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's 7. And that's just the Mark 1.
Wow.
That
Okay.
is
Well,
just the Mark 1.
wow.
Now for the
Is
Mark
is
2, so far you got the F7A Mark 2,
that's
got the
8,
F7C Mark 2, you got
9,
the
and
Super
Mark.
Hornet Mark 2, and now
Goodness
because
gracious.
of what changed, instead of having a variant for this Heartseeker, it's just a skin and a ball turret to put into a
Okay.
Heartseeker thing. So it's not a straight out variant, it's just a skin and a ball turret.
Oh my goodness. This mm.
And then you have the Tracker Mark II and the Ghost Mark II.
Wait a minute. That's 13, or am I wrong?
That's about right.
It's about, oh my goodness.
So I look at this like and compare it to the real life Hornet, right? The F-18. And in real life, there's 7 like major variants of the F-18. I mean, there's like even an electronic warfare version that's based on like there's a Super Hornet too, right? So like the F7A is the original Hornet, the F7 I'm sorry, F7 F-18A is the original single seat Hornet, the F-18B is a 2-seat trainer, the F-18C is an improved single seat Hornet with upgraded avionics and weapons. The F-18D is a 2-seat version of the C model for advanced training. The F-18E is a single-seat Super Hornet, a larger and more advanced evolution of the Hornet. The F-18F is a 2-seat variation of the Super Hornet. And then there's the F-18G Growler, which is an electronic warfare version of the Super Hornet, or based on the Super Hornet.
So tell me this, dude. Where can I pick one up and does it come with LTI?
Well, I mean, considering everything going on, you might need one.
Alright. But yeah, that's the Matrix, like Lady Space Patrol, the Hornet Matrix. So thank you, CIG, for that. But dang.
Yeah, Lady Space Patrol also mentioned the CF-18, which I forgot because it's the Canadian one. But yeah, that's a variant too. So.
And to talk about the nose turret compatibility, the F7 Mark II nose turret is only compatible with the F7A Mark II and the F7M Mark II. It cannot be equipped on any other Hornet Mark II variant. However, the Civilian Mark II nose turret will be available in-game for those nose slots on all other Mark II variants. For the Mark I series, the C4163F ball turret and the F7 Mark I nose turret are exclusively to the F7A Mark I Hornet. Cannot be mounted on any other Mark I model. Known issues: we are aware that the F7A Mark II nose turret can make customization difficult and in some cases impossible. Additionally, the F7A Mark I and the F7M Super Hornet Mark I and the F7M Heartseeker Mark I currently cannot equip the cargo box radar or the Ghost Center cap. Our team is actually investigating these issues and will share updates as we work toward a fix. The F7M Heartseeker. Unlike the Mark I series, the new F7M Hornet Heartseeker Mark II is no longer a standalone variant. Instead, the Heartseeker refers to a specific weapon loadout on any Hornet Mark II, often paired with a distinctive, eye-catching paint job. So any of the Mark II Hornet can become a Heartseeker. The use of the turret, the pilot can operate the ball turret with a no co-pilot, but then they remain forward facing only. That's fine with me. And that's the way I fly. You can also enter the remote turret mode however you want me to pull your ship simultaneously. Strategically, you can fly in a straight line, switch your turret control, and engage your enemies following your trail. That said, the ship is still best operated with a two-player crew for optimal performance. So yeah. They also had a little pie here, sort of a loadout question, but the Hornet Super Hornet Mark II Super Hornet be able to operate all the ball turret. They just mentioned that about the ball turret. You can enter it. They can't fly it and operate at the same time, basically. This is the same thread, different part of the thread. I didn't start the potential for the F-78A Mark II to get a third field yet. XL Beast from PIG said, I'm reviewing all the issue console tickets that fit during the guide. If I close a legitimate bug that's not part of a Hornet fit card, please create a new issue console ticket for review. Thanks for understanding and continuing to report. Boomer also said, look at it, couldn't find one. XLB also replied, that the issue console already for this, please go ahead and create one. If there's not an issue console for this, please go ahead and create one, and we can send it to their way on the spectrum. So that's what they did. I believe there's a couple more. Yeah. Jade, can you read this one for me?
Sure. This is from Chris Wayne Smith, who's a very nice guy. Hey everyone, we noticed some questions about the stealth capabilities of the Hornet Ghost Mark I and Mark II, and its Ghost Center Cap attachment. So we wanted to give you a quick update. Current situation. Right now, the Hornet Ghost stealth performance dramatically reduced signature is purely tied to the Void armor, which is backed into this variant's chassis. What's planned? Our goal is to ultimately have components like the Ghost Center Cap attachment significantly modify a ship's signature. Once this tech is fully implemented, a big chunk of the Hornet Ghost stealth capabilities will come from the Ghost Center Cap attachment itself. The Void armor on the Ghost chassis will still provide some benefit, just not to the same extent as it does now. This means that if you swap out the Ghost Center Cap attachment for a different compatible center attachment, the Hornet Ghost will lose a significant portion of its stealth capabilities. Conversely, if you install the Ghost Center Cap attachment on a different Hornet variant, that ship will see a noticeable stealth boost. We can't share a timeline for these changes yet, but we'll keep you posted as things progress. Stay stealthy out there.
Thank you for that. So yeah, Chris Wayne Smith been working on the Hornet series since before 2016. So yeah, that's a long time to be working on a series. So thank him for that. Okay. So yeah, that's the last of that thread. This is a new thread called Product Must Match Advertisement. So Nico responded to Zen. It appeared the Heartseeker paint and the Hornet upgrade kit does not match the paint that is advertised here. This isn't a debate. If you show something must match what's advertised here. And then just reply says, hey Zen, the paint is created a part of the Mark II Super Hornet. The Mark II Heartseeker promo, but we made it available to all Mark II Hornets. However, the Heartseeker and the Mark II Hornets had different surface breakup, meaning any paint applied will look different between them apart from the colors. We're discussing internally to make paint compatibility clearer in the future. Thank you for the feedback. So, I guess when you apply the Heartseeker skin to another Mark I other than the Super Hornet, it looks slightly different because I think the Super Hornet Mark II has a different, it's bigger than the other Mark IIs in the series. So that's why they're slightly different and they'll look different. But hopefully they'll get the skin to look right and color to match as what's advertised soon. I'm looking forward to it because Super Hornet been one of my favorite ships since not day one, but early in my StarCitizen career. So yeah. Okay, so now Coramor 2955, Valentine Day 2025. They have the Coramor 2955, a fun contest. Dual Showdown, that's an Arena Commander. How Not to Get a Gate contest. The Anvil Super Hornet Mark II and the Hornet Mark II Heartseeker. Behind the Steps, we already talked about that. The Hornet Loadout Guide and the Corporate Subscriber Flare, we talked about that last week. So, that's the breakdowns for the Valentine's event this year. Speaking of Coramor 2955. They have quite a few ships. Double Trouble, another year. We already showed the video for that. They got the Hornet Mark II, talking about that. Dressed Up in Love, they got different skins, a whole bunch of skins for the Coramor this year. I don't think I've seen this amount of skins for one event before. Order the Aggressor, this is the Dual Showdown. That's the Arena Commander. Oh yeah, the order How Not to Get a Date in the Verse community contest. Season 11, important to remember the uncharismatic, non-suave, and downright hopeless. Held is a comic strip for the most creative, but dating faux pas to a chance to win a bouquet of prizes. We'll get to that in a moment. And then we're back to the Heartseeker and the Super Hornet. So yeah, they got the ships again. Pop, you asked about the color or something?
The armor.
Oh, the armor. That's right. What about it?
Yeah.
So
I wanted to see if you could enlarge.
Yeah, I think they got. Oh, here it is, right here, down here. You wanted a bigger picture or something?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
All right, I'll go look myself.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Open image. Nope. Oh, I mean, I can do this.
Nah,
I can zoom in.
Enhance.
Is that what you wanted?
Oh, there you
No?
go. See, you are okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my glasses on. I can enhance.
Yeah.
Sorry, in joke people. I'm sorry
Zoom
about that.
and enhance.
So
Yeah.
is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted to see the I hate to be a pain in
The other one?
bottom. Yeah. It was the other one.
That's like an all. That's not an in joke. That's like an all like CGI, CSI. They all say that enhance.
Did that help?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like this one because this look like a toy, or to make you look like a toy. Doesn't look.
This don't make you look like a toy. All the other
Yeah.
superhero-looking armors don't make you look like a toy.
This one particularly make you look like a toy. How about
This
that?
one makes me feel like I
Dude.
want a Jolly Rancher. Strawberry.
Strawberry Jolly Rancher.
Yes.
I would get it just
No.
to get it. You know.
Not a Jolly Rancher. Hold on for a second, Passcard. Not a Jolly Rancher.
Mm.
The Ring Pop.
Ring pop. Yeah, that's true.
That one, but okay, I'll take over for it. But yeah, but this is $12 for the armor.
Is there one?
Go ahead.
For both? There's no set for both of those armors, is it?
No, you just got to buy them both.
Nah,
Separately for $44 total.
Mm.
Yeah, no discount. But I was gonna say, like, I'm not a fan of either of these armors. I have 2 sets of Arden armors already. One came with my red. Oh shoot, I can't think of it. The Red Festival one, the one that was $62, came with Arden, and I also got a separate Arden from somewhere else. So I already had 2 sets of Arden armor, and one of them is straight up red, and I believe that red looked better than the red that are here. So I'm good, in my opinion. But these paints though, they got a 12 paint pack for $58.80 US. It includes the Zeus, the F7 Mark II, the Arrow, the MPV, the Cyclone, the Hover Quad, the Nomad, the Wrath, the SRV, the Ares, the Scorpius, Oh, there you go, Scorpius popped, and the mole.
Mm. I don't know. I've
How
never
old is
been
it?
a fan for me for pink, but I do like these. I'll consider them. They're not
The
really
two,
pink, but they're
yeah,
more they're kind of like that purpley, in between purple and
right. Yeah, they're too purple for
yellow.
my
magenta.
taste.
Magenta
Oh, is
would
that
be
what it's called?
the
Okay.
Magenta,
color. Yeah,
okay.
it's like a metallic magenta is what I would
Right.
say.
Mm.
I think the Zeus one looks okay, but the other, well, not to my taste. But I don't have a Zeus, so I'm not getting one.
Mm.
How about you, Jade?
I don't know.
So like I said before, I had bought the pack previously, but I wanted to get the Zeus into it. I didn't want to just buy like a Zeus paint and add it. I wanted them all to be in that pack. So I melted my previous pack and got this. And like you said, there's a lot of ships, paints in it. They have sold that pack before, but obviously there's more ships now. So there's more in the pack.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I'm just not noticing the savings because I mean it's $98 before the discount. So yeah, that's a good deal.
That's why I always do it. Like if there's a new ship out that gets a new paint, I just melt the previous year's pack and then just get the new one.
And they got the Love Struck pack, so you get the 2 Zeus, 2 Scorpius, and 2 Aries, I believe. You got the Heartseeker office that we just covered earlier. I don't think there's anything else in here, so yeah, that's it. And then let me go down.
Is it? There's no
they got
pulse.
What was that?
Sorry. I didn't mean to. My thought just came out of my brain. From my mind. I apologize.
I keep hoping. I'm sorry. I keep hoping that one year they're going to put the 85X. They're going to make a, like one of those paints for the 85X because I feel like Love Struck and the 85X go together, right? It's a little cute ship. Yeah, 2 seats. Why not, right?
I think one time they did a long time ago, but there was just one. And they haven't done it again.
There's never been a paint for the 85X.
Oh, no. I'm talking like the advertiser for Valentine's Day for the 85X. But yeah, other than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a skin, but just to sell the ship. Or do with the discount on the ship. Something like that. They got Coramor vehicles there, 25. You're not going to go through all of them, but yeah, that's a lot of ships.
There's no pulse paint in this, is it?
No.
Questionable.
No pulse, no.
Okay. All right.
No, but they are going to. They did tease a new paint for the Pulse in video coming up. But yeah, I hope they release that, but we'll get to that later.
Yep. All right. Let me see. What I have up next. I have some more Coramor. Yeah. Okay, so where's the rest of the Coramor Struck paint for the F7M? The photo shows the gorgeous paint job. It's not the same on the F7M once installed. So there's a bug with that. And they responded. From CIG says, hey, this is indeed due to a bug and involved identified issue, and the fix is planned in the upcoming Alpha 4.02 release. So they'll fix that. Okay, so how to not get a date contest. We are excited to bring a new contest as part of the annual Coramor event. This year we're looking for your most creative comic strip to show us how not to get a date in the verse. How to participate. They said whether it's awkward conversation with your fellow pilot or a disastrous attempt at attempting and impressing a potential date. Let your imagination run wild. Don't forget to bring a copian to the table. We can't wait to see how you depict your funniest and possibly cringeworthy dating blunders in StarCitizen. So grab your pen and start guessing, or even take screenshots in game to craft your best story. To give an example here, visiting popular gathering areas and taking a copian Helen along as your wingman emotional support animal. So
Mhm.
that's an example of what they're looking for. Winning conditions are based on quality, creativity, humor, and real appearance. You have until March 3rd, 2025. First place is the Super Hornet Mark II Heartseeker in-game ship with LTI. Second place is the RSI Zeus Mark II CL in-game ship with LTI and Lovestruck livery. And then you got their Nomad with the LTI and Lovestruck livery. So those are first, second, and third place. Now, I don't know about y'all, but for the first time, I'm tempted to into one of these contests. I think I might have a shot.
Cool. Okay.
Because Jade, you remember we both were in that Coramor video with Dark Media.
With Oliver Zark. Yeah, it was Dark Media.
And
Yeah.
I still have some jokes that were not used in the video.
Okay. You should do it then. You should definitely do it. I
How
do
about
want to say
y'all?
that was one of the most fun things I did with you and Oliver. It was really cool.
Yeah, and that was what? 2 years ago? 3 years ago.
2953
3 or 2?
or
We can look it up later.
2952. I think
You can look it up
I think
later.
it was. Yeah. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, so exactly, Belushi. That made me a good line. You should save that line for entering the contest. But yeah, Fist and Pop. What do you think? You gonna try this one?
No,
No?
I'm not gonna try. I mean, if you need to help, I'll help you. But
I
you
mean,
know,
not on your own. You know,
on
you
my
like it? You
own.
wanna try?
Now I didn't well, because I wasn't really interested in it. I didn't understand what the
Didn't pay
concept
attention.
was. Is it how not to get a date?
Oh,
How
not to get a
not?
date. Yeah, like they use this example. You have a Copion as your support animal and wingman. How not to get a date.
How not to get a date? I
Nah.
would say.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell this is right up my alley. 'Cause
how
I'm
not
corny
to
as
It
get.
is.
hell.
Oh, tell bad jokes. Oh, okay, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, but how do you do that? Like within a picture?
Hey, I'll let you know after I submit my. Cause I don't want to steal my ID. I'll let you know.
I would
Okay.
say
Also,
you know.
you were right, Fastcart. It was 3 years ago, 2022.
Okay. Thank you.
I would say if you could have a BO body odor, that would be a good way not
Linus,
to get a
like
date.
from
Yeah.
Linus from the Peanuts.
Mhm.
Not
From the
Linus.
Peanut,
Pigpen.
Pigpen, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could. Yeah, that definitely gets you a not date real quickly.
Just go to Pyro and get all the like dirty clothes. Wear that.
Yeah.
And then have your date like all dressed up really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, if you could get them, they don't have a hold your nose emote, do they? No, probably not. Yeah, that would convey stinky.
Yeah, so
You
how not to
heard
get a
that
date?
person?
I have until March 3rd to try to slap something together. I'm gonna give it some thought and get back to y'all.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a commercial break before we move on. Lucy said, just rock on, no parent. That'll work too. Good point. So, yeah, we're on our commercial break. I want to thank everybody for supporting us. If you're a subscriber, you're on Patreon, if you followed, turn on notifications so when we go live and continue to support us. We appreciate it. Thank you for that. Bought our merchandise. We appreciate y'all. And, showing up for Bar Citizens and virtual Bar Citizens. We haven't done that in a while. I'll probably do that again around October or maybe November. But yeah, so thank y'all for supporting us. We do have a couple of shows coming up. Jade, you were just on this past Sunday show. Good job with the next show.
Thank you.
Our upcoming show is called. Well, I can just go to this real quick. Mac. It is called The Road to 1.0. So I'm talking about large security, planetary shield, ownership, dual system, advanced replication, V2, professions, and that's the fake man. So check that out on Sunday. And we're back. We're back. Hopefully you enjoyed the break. So let's continue on. Wait, okay, 14 after. We're moving on. Okay. So all back at PTU starts looking out for a 4.02 patch note. Jade, you know what I always ask you? I'm going to ask you again. How do you like this patch so far? Have you been in this patch?
I have been in this patch.
How is it?
It's okay. It's pretty good. I feel pretty good about it.
Pretty good. So when do you think they'll be out?
See, this one's difficult, right? Because I think they want to give people a couple more weeks.
Well, wait, okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. So the 27th?
Yeah, before the end of the month.
Before the end of the month. Okay. And as you can see, this is available to all backers. Long-term persistence is enabled. You got the 7-match configuration, starting with 15 million AUC. And they talk about the goal, stability, performance, and bug fixing testing, elevated behavior. Yay! We have been rolling out in many updates since the start of 4.02. Please let us know the overall experience compared to 4.01 is. The clear message in Pyro and supply or die event. Several known issues. Features the gameplay enable courier missions in Pyro, ships and vehicles. Flight marker, better sorting of essential markers and prioritizing ones closer to the center screen. Added a new ship Comcast with performance improvement. Restricted Heartseeker weapon and gimbal to only work with a Heartseeker mount. Several bug fixes and fixed reserver crashes and fixed a hybrid crash. So, you say this one looking good, but it still got to cook some more.
Yeah, let them cook.
All right. Okay. I'm not gonna read that one. Okay, y'all are having interesting conversations in chat.
Yeah.
This is the update for the most impactful bug and issues. Like I said before, they have like 1,700 replies, and then Zylo said, "Thank you for all your time, taking that time to reply. Our team is compiling a list of cross-referencing it with existing Q&L quality of life target. Keep an eye on the future patch notes as we tackle some of these top issues and improvement." Yeah. Like I said, there were like 1,700. I gotta scroll all the way to the beginning. Now, let me just click on this and go to OP. There you go. Like, okay, 1,500 replies. My bad. 1,500 replies. Almost 1,600. So, good job. So someone asked, what is the technical section okay. What is the feedback section technically for? That's the question. And Knight Rider from CID responded, "Hey, the feedback section is where you can help and where your voice helps shape the future of StarCitizen. Developers actually review the space to gather insights, suggestions, and concerns shared by the community. Whether you spotted a bug or have an idea with a new feature, or just want to share your experience, the feedback session is the perfect place to do so. And every piece of feedback is valuable, and the team uses it to prioritize updates and ensure that they're building something that truly meets our needs. So don't hesitate to drop your thoughts, perspective, and let's build something amazing together." Regarding the movement of threads, moderators manage threads daily as part of the forum housekeeping. This includes moving and responding to or closing dozens of threads to ensure discussion and subject matter are appropriately organized and presented the best way possible on a platform. So yeah, y'all have any thoughts about that? Okay, moving on then. Yeah,
Well, I was just gonna
go ahead.
say, I've posted in there. I know Series Fun has too, and Griffin has too. So, yeah, I mean, it's it's good to post in there and in game ideas. Ask the devs depending on what you're posting.
Yeah, I still have this one nagging question that I've been meaning to ask, and maybe I'll, if I can find a appropriate thread, I like ask the dev or ask the little
Ask the
team.
dev.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try to do that.
If it's lore related, definitely post it and Ask the Devs, because every time I post one in Ask the Devs, mine ends up in the Lore Makers community questions.
I'm gonna have to get with you to see if I can word mine correctly to make sure that it has a higher chance of getting answered.
Yeah, I'll help you. I'll help you.
All right. We'll talk more after the show.
Yes.
But yeah, that is what is the feedback session technically for. Then we have the StarCitizen Time Dive number 2, February 10th, 2025. Jade, do you have this up? Can you read it for me?
I don't have this.
You don't have this. Okay, never mind.
No, this link is not in here.
Okay. So last November, they released the first time dive to tackle some of the most. Oh yeah, this is a late link. That's why I probably forgot to put it in there. To tackle some of the most pressing questions. Your feedback made it clear how much the initiative matters to you, so I'm excited to bring back the SCCD number 2. If you're new to this, SCCD is an initiative on Spectrum where you round up topics and on discussion and chase down information and update directly from the forum development team. If you missed the first one, you can check it out on the SCD number 1. We covered that last month, I believe. While we may not be able to respond to every comment or thread, rest assured that absorbing everything and chasing answers. The engagement is what makes the project special, and Time Dive is another way for us to acknowledge the importance of your discussion and keeping information flowing. Thank you for the incredible energy you bring to the community. As always, appreciate your feedback. So let's get to some topics. To talk about the crime and fuel values. We're not going to talk about all that. But it makes the distinction between exploration ship, special purpose ship, and component variation. Realistic audio progress update that might be up New Soul's alley. Deliver a more seamless and realistic audio experience. We've improved how they structure their sound mixing. Process is mostly complete. So a few edge cases still need attention. And then they talk about the Citizen 2953 showcase. The Vote Weapons Progress Update. They got the Vote Rifle, Shotgun, Sniper, and Pistol. The Vehicle and Freight Elevator Progress Update. This is important to everybody, I guess. I'm guessing. The team is prioritizing improvement related to vehicles on freight elevators, but first, the focus is on improving the quality of life aspect of freight elevators to make them more user-friendly, such as enabling mining bags to be sold directly from the warehouse and the commodity redistribution and reshift, which will allow players to split and merge boxes more easily. Follow up on the full screen mode. Yeah, this has been a topic to come up quite frequently. The mouse confinement with multiple monitors has been fixed. The mouse was moving onto the other screen briefly before. The engine now fully supports playing the game in any aspect ratio on any monitor in full screen mode. This means it's possible to play on with a right screen aspect of 16:9 monitor if desired, with black bars on the top and bottom. Capital letters with accent. We're working with the 2D text renderer. The replacement should be handled accent and ligature better than it does currently. I will let you know when we have more to share. And that's about it. Talk about the dev tracking in a more stable universe. So yeah, any thoughts? Nope. Okay. Y'all are quiet this time?
Yep.
Alright, moving on. VoIP and Felix Guide. This was updated a couple of days ago. I forgot this existed. So people who are in Machinima or making Machinima or new to Machinima, this is for you. What a VoIP and Felix to give you a summary of all that. VoIP, and there you go. I've used these. One time, when was it? Yeah, it was just past January, just before the Demo Rally. I was trying to get to some place, because we were supposed to meet someplace, and I wanted to take a look at my ship and try to free look. I clicked on something and managed to eject my ship and self-destruct by accident. I was sitting in the hangar looking at the ship. I forgot
in the
what
hangar?
I was in my hangar, and I forget what I clicked, and I was like, as soon as I saw the cockpit pop open, I'm like, oh no.
I know the feeling. Push all the buttons.
So maybe it's because the keybind things or something like that, but I clicked something that I shouldn't have. How about setup options? You can go into your options and change stuff. And
Well, they didn't mention the most important button, and that is the recalibrate one. Because sometimes it'll lose tracking, especially if you're like in a kind of low light situation. And I mean, pretty much all the people that make machinima, are constantly hitting that button to make sure their face tracking stays good. And I mean, it's better now with 4.0 and beyond. It's gotten better. Those improvements they showed us at CitizenCon are in the game now.
Thank you for that. Initiating columns and calls in game. Go to F1 and then click on the highlighted button to the comm menu. So to discuss that. Talk about best practices. Now, this is probably important for a lot of people if you want to take part in these features. Trimming your facial hair so the lips are visible. Okay. Glasses should be worn in a way to avoid inflating your eyeballs or moving entirely. Okay. I'm 0 for 2. Avoid lighting to put glare on lenses to your glasses, though, if you wear any. I'm 0 for 3. Turn lights on if you're too dark to see your face in video feed. Okay, I'm 1 for 4. If you have bright highlights in your face, try to dim light. 2 for 5. Set up lighting so it does not cast deep shadows in the face. That's pretty good. I'm 3 for 6, or halfway there. Set up lighting so it does not cast deep. Oh, no. Avoid lighting setup that only illuminate one side of your face. Okay, I'm clear of that. So 4 for 7. Frame your face to the top of your forehead and the bottom of your jaw are always visible in the frame. So, what's that? 5 of 8. The closer you are to the camera, better. I'll give that a pass. And make sure you calibrate with neutral expression thing below the camera and at the monitor game stream exactly as you would be playing normally. So, those are helpful.
This is all really good, especially the one of your lighting, right? Like if you live somewhere where you're depending mostly on natural light coming from like a window, and there's no window on the other side, and you're only getting part of your face lit, you want to supplement that light with a light to light the rest of your face, or ideally have a light that's placed in front of you that isn't too bright, that you can adjust the brightness on, because you don't want your face washed out either, because it needs to be able to track your features. On that one about trim your facial hair, one of the things, and I know this sounds weird, but one of the things that I told guys to do, and they've done it, and they thanked me and said, wow, that really works, is if they have any facial hair, if they can, find a bright lip liner pencil, anything that's going to basically contrast with whatever the color of your facial hair is, that makes your lips stand out so that the FOIT camera can track it. And I know it's kind of weird, but it actually does work. And if nobody else is looking at you, nobody's going to care anyway. So you can try that too. And the other thing I would advise is when you do your calibration, like they said, do a neutral face, but also you don't want to be too close to the camera. They say being close to camera is good. It is up to a point. If you're too close, it's not good. Alternatively, if you're too far away, that's not good. So just finding that sweet spot between the two, and it's a big sweet spot. You can be pretty far away, but you just don't want to be too far away. And you can be pretty close, but you don't want to be too close.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. So yeah, best practices for Fort Worth and Felix. Next, they got how long will personal item be left in open exist. Phil from CIZ responded. The cleanup rules are a bit more complex than that, but generally based on entity limits that define per entity type. Some entities we want to stick around in larger quantities for longer as they provide gameplay or loot. But other entities clean up more aggressively, such as hospital grounds. We can define different limits for stream in and stream out entities, as we want to avoid as much noticeable cleanup happening in front of the player's eyes without deteriorating server performance. So it varies. But hospital grounds are top of the list for getting cleaned up.
They should also put bottles at the top of that list.
Say it again?
They should put bottles at the, if they're not going to pay us to pick up the trash.
Cans.
Put the trash at the top of the list, because I hate people messing up my city, New Babbage, with those bottles.
I would not be surprised if that's number 2 after hospital ground. To be honest.
It isn't.
You don't think so?
I've placed bottles in the trash, and I knew exactly, it's a trash that not a lot of people use. I did this as a test for science, and the same exact bottles were there 2 days later. So, yeah.
All right. Next we have Fight for Pyro. So yeah, we covered this a little bit last week. Or the week before last week. No, last week. But there has been an update. O from CIG said Phase 3 was or AUC with no additional bonus at this time. And the following tabs or replies are similar. They are aware some players are still missing the rewards despite completing the required mission. If you've already submitted a ticket, the support team will review the case and get back to you as soon as possible. And also replied that no additional rewards for completing the Phase 3 event outside of the AUC you earn. So this person asked what is completing Phase 3 actually means. And Kaku from CIG said, it is clearly a narrative phase with the truth revealed the FF are pulling back for now. This part serves as a narrative conclusion and also a moral cleanser for anyone who feel tricked and feel bad because you committed genocide the entire solar system. Okay, spoilers. But yeah, so this is only a narrative thing. That's probably why you only get AUC. Jade, you said you've done this already, right?
I've done it, but I've done it for the Citizens for Pyro. I am totally 100% against the terrorist group known as Frontier Fighters. Because if you're going into a system killing anyone, regardless of who they are, regardless of what they think, you're a terrorist. You're not a freedom fighter. You're a terrorist.
Okay. Getting political up in here.
Well, I mean, look, this is the thing about this game, right? People are now starting to learn, and I bet this really pleases the narrative team, is that now people are, being told pick a side, and I feel like up until now, it's just been StarCitizen, whatever. It's the game. It's an alpha. It doesn't matter what we do. I want to fight for Xenothreat. I've heard people say stuff like that, right? But like now, people are starting to actually think about, what are these people about? Do I like these people that I'm siding with or going to side with? Yeah, but I really like their paint. That's what it's going to come down to. I really like their armor. I see people walking around with Xenothreat armor, and I will pop them in a second and nix. But they're getting it because they think it looks cool. They don't know what that symbol is on the front. I saw a guy post on the community hub the Squadron 42 contest with wearing Xenothreat armor and saluting in front of a UEE thing. And I asked him, I said, why would you be wearing that armor? You're supposed to be like representing the UEE. He had no clue. It was just cool armor to him, right? But more and more, I mean, StarCitizen is a deeply political game with these factions, and as the story unfolds, that's going to be even more so. So I like it. It makes it feel like this is an actual place that you're existing with other people existing in it for different reasons than you necessarily.
Me
maybe
personally,
you'll pick it.
I'm looking forward for the guild to come in closer to 1.0, but yeah, we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you'll pick a faction that aligns with your moral compass, or maybe you'll go to exact opposite. Maybe you're a really nice person in real life, but you want to be a terrorist in game. I mean, I see that all the time.
So many people are like that. So many people are like
Yeah.
that. I'm not
Yep.
personally, but so many people are.
Yeah.
But this is another fight for Pyro. Response from Kaku. I don't know how you pronounce that. Kwaku. If a player has completed Safe Nansen as well as Phase 1 and Phase 2 for the Fight for Pyro event, their account is flagged and they will receive the reward based on what they accomplished. Phase 3 is purely narrative and does not include any reward, but it does flag to place on a player's account showing they participated in Phase 3. No. Participating in Phase 3 does not change or add anything. If a player chooses to skip Phase 3 and earn an AUC elsewhere, will this be adjustment to the account flag or reward at a later time? No, again. If you don't want to play it, you won't lose out on anything in the future. The skins that have already been awarded out and put in the pack are the only skins for this event. So there's that. Yeah, so this is anyone still missing survey reward. This is from Nico. They had 40,000 participants who completed the recent survey. The feedback is important, valuable insight. Successfully distributed a majority of rewards, however, a small number of entries could not be processed due to incomplete information. While we managed to resolve many cases manually, we were unable to fulfill all of them. Appreciate your participation and support. Yeah, I looked earlier before the show. I haven't got my reward. Let me make sure. Let me look at the.
I got mine.
You did? What is the reward again? The T-shirt.
IAE. It's the
IAE
IAE gear.
t-shirt.
Yeah, the T-shirt and hat.
Yeah, I have not gotten that.
Yeah, 2 T-shirts, 2 hats.
2 of them. Okay, I have not gotten those, but yeah, hopefully mine is in the wing. I know I put my name in, and I know there's only one of me, so I should be getting it. So we'll see. All right, so this is something up front. This is partially spoiled earlier in the Discord thread, but I'm showing it now anyway. Let me make sure I got my note because I wanted to say something before I said this. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Who says Chris Roberts never allowed desk cloaking in the game? Now, if you look carefully, I know it's really hard to tell. You gotta look closely. You can see there's a ship hiding. It's hard to see, I know. So yeah, stealthing cloaking are in the game now. CID Kawakus responded, so camouflage no one can see you're a terrorist.
I mean, that is the Frontier Fighters paint too, so they are a terrorist.
So they agree with you.
CIG confirmed it.
Yeah, but CIG said goes, yes, right. Oh my god, I can't even say that debris field. But yeah, so I thought this was cute. All right. So we are up to our Inside StarCitizen portion of the video. So we're going to watch this. It's a 13-minute. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's take a listen and watch.
If you watched last week's 3-hour special edition of StarCitizen Live, you heard a lot about the evolution of this year's patches, how often they're going to come out, and how our shows are changing to reflect that. And if you didn't, well, I'm not really going to recap all that here. But this week, we sat down with some of the non-feature folk to talk about the content-driven side of this new initiative. Where did this idea of a content-driven push come from?
Well, as we sort of alluded to in the 1.0 presentation at CitizenCon, there's been a desire to get more emphasis on starting to build the storylines and the characters of Star Citizen Universe and getting them actually in game.
The way the content patches are going to break down are we're ultimately trying to provide new content to you each month. Alongside all of this, we're going to be essentially providing new missions, new events, kind of a lot of what we've done before, but taking it up to the next level.
This was an opportunity to start figuring out ways to engage the players in a growing and expanding storyline.
We're going to be sending you all the way around the verse, doing lots of different varied types of gameplay. You'll still be doing events that are prevalent to a story that we're going to be working on as well.
I got you covered!
As well as new missions that build up the existing roster that we actually have in game already. There will be some content that is only there for a limited amount of time, but ultimately a lot of this content is still going to persist when we hit to Star Citizen 1.0. So we're actually building out the larger content map that exists in the game. On top of that, there's going to be a huge focus now on stability and quality of life too, because we want a stable environment for our developers to work in, but we also want a stable game that's less buggy, less crashes, and much more pleasant for you guys to play day to day.
What's the word? Today's been rough.
As far as the structure for how we're going to tell the story, one of the things that we were kind of excited to try for it was actually utilizing a storytelling structure that's usually used in TV shows. Basically, there's usually an A story and a B story that happen within a single episode. If you're Seinfeld, you have a C story as well, because they're just that good. But there's the A story is sort of your primary story, your B story is sort of a supplemental ancillary story that sometimes can feed into it, but sometimes can be standalone. And it's just a way to kind of keep the scenes dynamic and kind of make them feel alive. So what we're trying to do is actually utilize kind of a similar thing, but stretched out over a longer period of time. And the idea being that A, it makes the universe feel bigger. So there's not just one thing happening that's consuming the entire universe. But also, if you're not interested in the A story, if for whatever reason it's not engaging you, you have something else that you can kind of do. So the idea is that hopefully that one of the two stories, hopefully both, but if not, one of the two stories will be fun and exciting and kind of offer a new insight to the Star Citizen universe. Currently, the plan is actually that the A story, we've already started it, and is actually going to be going through September. And then the B story is a little bit smaller, but it starts basically in April and goes on. So it's a multi-month thing. So it goes on until about October. Once this A story and B story kind of resolve themselves, we have a new A story that starts up and a new B story. So we sort of bounce back and forth. So some months we'll have more B story than A story. Some other months we'll have more A story than B story. But it gives us a way to kind of, again, pull in a lot of different facets of the universe, and whether it's gameplay, mission types, ships, and not have to figure out one overarching narrative that somehow encapsulates everything.
This doesn't replace that big storyline that we talked about at CitizenCon.
No, this doesn't replace that, the 1.0 story, but it is actually kind of offering an exciting opportunity to kind of lay the groundwork for that type of storytelling in the game.
Save Stanton is an event that spans over a few months, and it is all about a gang that has invaded Stanton. And it's not one of the usual ones either, it's not one of the usual suspects.
So this started in 324, where we made this narrative journey that players will go on.
The big story beat was that there was a new outlaw pack sort of showed up in Stanton's system and was wreaking havoc. They were known as the Slicers, and were launching basically devastating attacks against the local population.
Targeting cargo ships, stealing cargo, targeting different locations around Stanton, such as UGFs and outposts, inhabiting them, and also going around stealing sensitive data that the CDF do not want them to have.
The CDF had got all of the players to come and help. After the players sort of stopped them from doing that, the Slicers had showed their power and showed what they was really about, and brought in an Idris that players had to try and reclaim off of them.
The viciousness of the attacks and the sort of unprovoked aspect of it is just sort of highlighting effectively what the problem is with Pyro, is that you have this sort of lawless haven for outlaws right next door to Stanton, and basically they have the freedom to kind of come and attack when they want to.
So these people just lived in a hole and decided to come to another place and make it a hole?
Some people just love chaos.
With 401, the player will find themselves in Pyro, ready to defend it or attack it. Depending on which one you have chosen, you'll be locked into that faction. So you can choose the Citizens for Prosperity, the Headhunters, or the Frontier Fighters. If you're working for the Citizens of Prosperity, you're doing more aid work. You're there to help people. You're not really doing much combat work. They're trying to make sure everyone survives this by passing out food, water, medical supplies.
They're basically like, we believe that there's good in this system. There are certainly bad elements, but you're just going to exacerbate the problem by trying to solve it with violence.
And the Headhunters are an old-time gang who've lived there for a long time. They know the land, they know the rules, and they're unhappy that these rules are being crossed.
Headhunters would want you in their group because they kick ass and they're fun to hang out with.
So they're on the offensive. They're here and they're going, you're not attacking our home. They're basically going to be just trying to kill the Frontier Fighters. And the Frontier Fighters want everybody dead. They're going nuclear Earth. You will be killing civilians. You will be killing Headhunters. You'll be killing Xenothreat. They don't care who. If you are in Pyro and you're not them, you're dead.
What's up the Frontier Fighters' ass?
A lot of explosives.
They're perfect for someone like the Darklaw. I don't know what that says about him.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Frontier Fighters is basically justice for Stanton.
They just want to live life in Stanton without being interrupted every 5 seconds. They want to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Are you being honest about the Frontier Fighters right now?
No. The Citizens for Prosperity have seemingly found something out, but they're not telling you as an operative exactly what. They are sending you to defend their data runners, and they're trying to get them out of Pyro, and they're asking you to go on the offensive now and attack the Frontier Fighters. Which isn't usual for the CFP. They're trying to be more of a peaceful group in this operation, but now they're not. And the Frontier Fighters are aware of this data that the CFP have. They have reported that they think it's to do with their attack plan on Pyro. So they're asking their operatives to take out the data runners that the CFP are trying to get out.
I'll cover you.
And also destroy any CFP-controlled servers to make sure that the data is gone and lost for good.
And the Headhunters?
Headhunters, again, carrying on their violent approach of sustaining their locations, reclaiming their locations. Where Frontier Fighters might have set up, they will go back in and explode every material that they had so they can get their outpost back. At the end of all this, you'll learn things.
You might learn a few things about the intentions of each of those factions. You might learn something more about yourself and what moral choices you decided to make and ways that us as designers got to clear. At the end of this chapter, this leaves us with the truth of what was really happening and sets the stage for something more to come. The story doesn't end here.
I'll keep them occupied.
The way that this story ultimately is intending to play out, there are actually going to be real ramifications based on the group community choices that are made. So that will actually change the direction of the universe. Or it can either go one way or it can go the other way. So we're actually going to be playing around a lot with ways that players can decide how they want the universe to change. So moving forward, there's going to be a bit of a twist that comes down the road, which is going to escalate basically the situation into one of our first big events. With this, it basically allows us to plan out a bit more and actually, again, start to build a growing narrative.
Giving players more of a reason to engage and be able to talk to each other and like, hey, where did you get that item from? Oh, well, I was here when this happened, and I was here when this happened. Definable points in our universe's history. It adds to the universe, it adds to the story of it all, and it means that you as a player help build this world out.
So I'm really excited about the changes coming in. It's going to allow us to get more fun content in your hands more often. And it's going to provide a much more stable environment for us to work in, but also for you to play in as well.
Up until this point, we've actually been honing in on gameplay mechanics and more kind of under the hood stuff. We have a lot of data pads in the game to kind of do the heavy lifting for storytelling now. This is allowing us to kind of push on those other facets as a way to kind of be higher impact storytelling techniques.
So with a patch almost every month this year, building the narratives of the Stanton and Pyro systems with new content less reliant on big feature work, and packed between as many bug fixes and refinements as we can manage, we aim to deliver a progressive series of improvements in storytelling that will change life in the verse for the better throughout 2025. Oh, and last month, we launched a new bi-monthly Squadron 42 newsletter with exclusive video content, ringtones, wallpapers, and even merch. If you missed it, you can go to the Squadron 42 or account settings sections of the RSI website to opt in and not miss out on the next exclusive offerings. Or don't. I don't get any commission or anything. I just thought the stickers were neat. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with a look at Alpha 402, Supply or Die.
We're back. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for the follow from Joshua, and thank you for the subscription from Rosterstein. Appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, that was Inside Star Citizen for this week, and returning not next week, but the week after next. They're doing a 2 week or a bi-weekly thing. Bi-weekly always confuses me because it could mean twice a week or every other week. But yeah, they're doing every other week. Hope
If
everybody
you like the
enjoyed
person,
that.
just say fortnightly for 2 weeks.
That's even worse.
And then bi-weekly for twice a week.
I mean, if you say fortnightly, that means that game gets credit. So you don't want to say fortnightly either.
No.
I don't know
I'll
why.
roll my eyes at you right now.
I'm going to say, I don't know why you even fired me, Jade. You should know better. But yeah, so if anyone want to come in and chat with us, click the Discord link down below. Just come in. We'd love to hear what you thought about this week's ISE. Starting off with Chris, what are your thoughts about this week's ISE?
I think it's pretty cool. Again, I always talked about content being something that should drive the game. Not just PvE, but PvP. A good balance of it. I definitely, like we talked about earlier, want to see this really have, I guess you could say within the game, real repercussions going forward. Like you said, you choose that side, and guess what? Where can you go? If you're gonna be on the Frontier Fighters, and then the Frontier Fighters is hated throughout the verse, then guess what? You ain't gonna have nowhere to go but except the Frontier Fighters bases. Or fear being shot down as soon as you walk into a station somewhere. So I think that'll be really cool, that'll make the game, have, I guess you could say, more dynamics to it, and make your choices really be felt.
Thanks for that, Pops.
Uh, well, first of all, I wanted to mention blood splatter. That's not in the game yet, right?
Oh, it is.
It
Some of
is?
it, yeah. Yeah.
Ah, because I saw the guy on the ground with the blood near his head. I didn't know that was in the game already.
Not
Okay.
only that,
Yeah.
we're still supposed to be getting the blood on the face kind of thing to let people know when we're
Right.
injured, right? So that's not in the
Mhm.
game yet.
That's not okay. All right.
You know what's kind of funny though? They have the blood splatter, but I guess they don't want to go far enough where like gore, where like when you shoot a person, they'll bleed out and you see the pool of blood on the ground. I know dismemberment of limbs is probably never going to come in.
I mean, can you imagine the server cost? Because who's going to clean up that mess?
Mm. Yeah. But
Go ahead.
yeah, my thing is as far as the content, I'm not really clear whether or not I understood what they were saying. Okay, so you go in and depending on the side that has won this battle changes from time to time. Was that because that's kind of what I got, but I don't know if
I
that's
think the
correct.
choice that you make makes a difference in the verse somehow.
Okay, I was just wondering. Okay, because if you pick side A this time, and side A wins this location, that location becomes side A's location, and that changes the narrative. And then another group next time can come in and pick side B. And then if side B wins, then now that changes
I'm not
that
sure that's
location.
what I got.
Is
I
that
haven't
what?
played, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Jade, how is it?
Yeah. So on the big scale of things that they're talking about, like these events themselves will change how the universe is, or change the arc of what's going on, maybe like in the Pyro system in this case. But like on a smaller scale, maybe what you said, Pops, is correct. I don't know that it is right now because we have to wait and see. But like maybe, the headhunters lose an outpost to the frontier fighters based on the outcome of these events. And then, in a subsequent patch, maybe that outpost will belong to the frontier fighters. Maybe they now get a foothold in Pyro. So, I mean, that would be really interesting. And it would be a tangible thing that players could see within a year, like not waiting years and years for 1.0, but see like right now them actually changing the game.
Right.
Would that
Because
be kind of
my
like? I'm sorry, Pops. Go ahead.
no,
No, I was going to say because you know what, Pops? It reminds me of if that is the case, what Jade is saying, then that in Revelation Online and other games, when you have wartime, right? For example, like in Ashes of Creation, you have the nodes, and when a a org or whoever, a guild owns that node, and let's say that node gets taken over by another guild, and then they build it up. Like I'm assuming that these patches that roll in would be like wartime. Hey, y'all need to gear up, because down, like you remember, right? How the way that worked. And I'm not sure if anybody else has experienced that, in other games like that. But that's what it kind of reminds me of.
right, because my thought is, okay, when we were like doing the thing at Jericho, it was wash, rinse, and repeat. There was nothing that it did not impact any change. Okay, you go in, do the missions. Wow, okay. You make the thing is that you made money. Okay. But it didn't if you didn't need to make any money, you wouldn't go do it. Because there was nothing different about it. It didn't change. It was just really static, kind of the same whole process and thing. And I've always hoped that StarCitizen would come up with better ways to change that process, so you have a reason to go back to Jericho. Maybe Jericho has been taken over by Nine Tails this time, and they're messing with your, the delivery system. something. Next time is I don't know, Xeno threat. I know I'm probably lore incorrect, but if you get my point, I don't want missions that are just like they kind of are now. Everything is just wash, rinse, repeat. Okay, let's, we're in Nyx, wash, rinse, repeat the same type of mission, because that's going to get really, really boring over the years, and that.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
The fishing. I know. Did you both go?
Yes, I went.
Okay.
Would you like me to go
Jay?
again?
No.
He wants to though, but yeah.
What are your thoughts, Jade?
Oh, okay. So I have a couple thoughts. Pops touched on one of the major ones was, I like this because it looks like it's at least the beginning of what Pops wants, where, we're not just doing the same missions over again. This is going to be like a one-time thing, and then they're going to move on to the next thing based on what happened with this thing. I like that, right? That now feels more like a game than just, just testing out things to test them. The thing that concerns me, and I'm going to be careful here. The thing that concerns me is that I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for them to finish Squadron because they wanted things that weren't shoot, pew, pew, pew in the game that, have been planned for years, right? And I feel almost like this is just a perpetual version of that. Like, will we ever see science? Will we ever see exploration? Because if they're making a new one of these things every month, these are the gameplay teams. These are the teams that would be making, science and exploration type gameplay, right? So now those teams that were freed up from Squadron are going to be doing this instead of creating this other content that we want. And I'm starting to come to terms with this idea that maybe the gameplay that I wanted in StarCitizen will just never exist or reach the level of sophistication or detail, let's say, as some of the things that are already in the game. That's my concern.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. That is not the game that I'm hoping for. I hope that, I don't know, some way or somehow they come up with, maybe they can tie cargo in with science. Maybe I don't, my mind is going in 1,000 different directions, but maybe somebody picks up something by mistake and it's a cargo container that didn't belong or had something in it and it's causing some kind of sickness, and you need to bring in a team to figure it out. And I'm really hoping for more things like that in the game than just, pew pew, deliver, mine, go sell, jump town, conga line, I just want more, I don't know, maybe this is probably the wrong word, but more adult gameplay. That's I know I'm in trouble for saying that, but hey.
How do you define adult? Because I'm not one. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I meant from adult.
No, I get it.
Saying,
mature.
Yeah, what I'm saying, right? More mature, but more developed gameplay than we've gone through years of having kind of childish dungeon, fight a dragon, go back, fight it. That's what I call childish gameplay now. In development,
grinding?
I think we need to develop more adult, more game, content. Star Citizen is rich in lore, but I think that the gameplay needs to follow that lore.
All I wanted to say was, I think y'all are losing hope too early. For one thing, this is still not even 4.0 tier. We still have a whole bunch of 4.x numbers to go through before 1.0. The other thing is, they still have 1,100 developers in CID. So just because they're highlighting these people right now doesn't mean that what you're hoping for is still in the pipeline coming later.
Oh, fastcart, you're the internal optimist. I wouldn't say that it's too early, right? Because I backed this game in 2016. I've never seen a developer on talking about science, not once. So how long is too long to wait? How soon is too soon to give up?
You had to go back 1 year, Jade. 1 year. They talk about science in 2015. You missed it by a year.
Okay,
But
it's
since
now
then,
10
no.
years later. Where is it at? Right? So I don't think I am at all losing hope too early. I would say that this is about right on time. Because as Griff said,
remember,
at 10
I
years,
just showed-
at 10
I just
years,
showed it- wait.
people start to reevaluate choices they've made, right? They start looking at what they. This is what I'm looking at. Fastcart. I have seen no indication, zero indication that anything that isn't shoot is a priority at CIG right now. I see nothing that has been offered to us in any of their weekly shows in the last 5 years that says anything exploration other than selling a ship that does exploration, quote unquote, but all it does now is run cargo. Things like that. We get lots of exploration ships. We get nothing in terms of exploration development, exploration, talking about the development even, right? They can't even talk about it. So it's like, at what point is, does somebody have the right to question that? I feel I have the right.
You have a right to
that.
question. All I'm saying is, I gave an example early on, like halfway through the show. I showed a clip from 2016 about them talking about Mark II Hornet. This is 9 years later. Well, they started talking about it 8 years later, last year. Before between then 2016 and 2014, I don't recall hearing them talk too much about the Mark II Hornet. So
that's a ship, though. It's a ship that shoots. There's nothing new about that gameplay. It's another ship that shoots. How many ships that shoot do we need?
But my point is, like I said, they talk about science in 2015. They're just now getting the Mark II Hornet 8 years later. So yes, that is a long time to wait and a long time to ask for patience.
But we had the Mark I Hornet.
That's why I'm so patient, because they talk about it way back then, but they still haven't implemented it yet. But I know it's still on the drawing board. That's
right. We had the Mark I Hornet. We don't even have Tier 0 science. We don't have Tier 0 exploration.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I ask the most important question? All right, that outfit, what is that? Star Kitty? What was that outfit?
The Star Kitten outfit?
Yeah.
Star Kitten. Okay, so the most important question is that in the game, or is that something coming? And I didn't see the pulse thing that Jade was talking about. I must have missed it, looked away. So I really
Star Kitten at the very beginning. They showed a racing suit. I believe that's what it is.
Oh, that's
right there. Yep. If you pause it, right there, you see both the Star Kitten racing suit. But if you go back a little bit, Fastcart, you can see there's a new paint, right there. That's a new paint for the Pulse.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to be like
the most important question of all. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know if this is going to be like a subscriber item or what. But if it is, I'll subscribe. That's for sure.
That is going to fly off the damn shelf.
I do have to say this from what's his name? Oh man, that I spoke to about the Moby Glass. And he said, what we see in the game, we will get. Now, I don't know. Hopefully that. What's his name? Fastcart. Marketing. what's his name?
Marketing? I forgot.
Marketing.
I would think about Brian Chambers, but I guess it's somebody
Brian,
different.
that's what I'm talking about.
Brian Chambers is not marketing.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
No, he's I forget what he is, but he's not marketing. I have to look it up.
Okay.
But yeah.
I thought he was more. I know when I asked him the question about what we saw in the Moby Glass at the presentation, and I asked him the question, will the Moby Glass work like that? And he said, what we see in the game, what we see in there is what we will get. It's just a matter of time, is what he said. When they can work it out. So I'm just saying, hopefully the same applies to these paints here in armor.
I'm just gonna,
because I'm not big on pink, but I would wear that with the cycle. I would wear that.
What's encouraging about this is that this means that it's already like in their dev builds, right? So that this is the gameplay capture team that does these videos for Inside StarCitizen. So that means this exists in game files somewhere. And hopefully that means we'll be getting it in the not too distant future.
And the president, thank you for that. I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it and be wrong. But yeah, Brian Chambers is the head of the Frankfurt studio. Yeah. So I know I definitely knew he wasn't marketing, but he's up there.
Okay. Yeah, I met him at CitizenCon too when we were there. But yeah, he's
all right.
Yeah.
We got to move on. But yeah, that is ISC, Inside StarCitizen, content driven. Well, it came out today. So next one's out in 2 weeks. Next week should be StarCitizen Live on Thursday. They're doing an alternate weekly thing. Fortnite is what I'm privileged to say, I guess.
There you go.
Oh, okay then. So up next we have our community content, the MVP for this week. Fallow Field Pyro 4, StarCitizen Cinematic from Lorenz. This came out a couple of weeks ago, but it's 5 minutes long, so let's check it out. And trying to get to it before I change. There we go. I got it. Good. Oh yes, that was the MVP for this week from this week in Star Citizen. Battlefield Pyro 4. Star Citizen Cinematic from Lorenz. So congrats to them. So yeah, who wants to go first?
Is it right if I go?
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. First of all, it started out with that Star Citizen, not Star Citizen. Oh, Star Trek. The sound. I almost thought they were gonna go with the Star Trek because the note that they came with the ding sound was right on point, but then they made it their own. So I love that. I love they started it and then they changed direction and made it their own, and I just really dug that. Star Citizen is it's such a beautiful game with the rocks, and I see the assets that they're using, and it's like it tells a story just from the environment, and the environment itself is inspirational, and it just makes you wonder, want to go there and just look around and in the caves, and I'll stop babbling. Okay, go ahead. I'll let somebody else go. I'll stop babbling. Go ahead.
Pop, have you heard one of the nicknames for Star Citizen? It's called Screenshot Simulator.
Screenshot Simulator, yeah. I mean,
you heard of that one before?
No, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I've been hearing that one since 2016, 2017. Yeah, Screenshot Simulator.
Yeah, their textures. And, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll stop that. You started me back up.
No problem. Face to face.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with what Pop said. I like the music. Started off, with kind of a throwback to those, 80s, 70s, a little bit of an early 90s style music when it comes to orchestration. I definitely dig the shots to be able to see the incredible work again that CIG does with this wonderful, beautiful, glorious game. So
I'm gonna say the words for you: immersive and fidelity. Drink.
Okay, there you go. You said it. So yeah, no, I agree. It's a beautiful put together cinematic rendition of Fallow Fields on Pyro 4. I like it.
All right, thank you, Jade.
Yeah, so it'll come as no shock to anybody who watches our shows that Pyro 4 is my favorite planet in Pyro. I've said it since before it was even out for people. When we had it in Evocati, I said this is going to be a place that people are going to love, maybe even love more than Bloom. And I definitely love it more than Bloom. Bloom is pretty, but Pyro 4 is beautiful. And I think this cinematic really showcases one of my favorite locations on Pyro 4, Fallow Field. I think that and Chihuahua's Beach are like my two favorite locations on Pyro 4. I always feel like right now this planet deserves an actual name.
Now we're gonna say it. You call it Bloom, but this is just Pyro 4. That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, part of that is because this planet has evolved in terms of the lore of it. Well, not the lore of it. Well, yeah, they retconned the lore of it, right?
Right.
Like they did for a lot of Pyro. Originally, even in Evoca and in early PTU, you couldn't breathe on this planet. And I kept bringing up them, why does it look like you should be able to, with NPCs walking around without a spacesuit and helmet, but we can't. Yeah, well, I mean, you can have plants without being able to breathe.
Okay.
Right? They don't necessarily have to be photosynthetic, like where they're producing oxygen, right? But the thing of NPCs walking around without helmets, it made me think like this planet's so beautiful and they can walk around without, a helmet. Why can't we? And then now we can, right? So I feel like when they bring back the rings, because this planet is supposed to have rings, and it did early in the PTU, before they took them out temporarily, they said they're going to bring them back. But I feel like when they bring back the rings, narrative should bring a name for this beautiful world, because, like I said, to me, it's too beautiful to just be assigned a Roman numeral. And I think the person who did this, they did a great job showing it showing this location at various scales. I mean, it's wondrous when you look at flying around it, but then when you're on on foot walking through those arches and you just see how massive they are, or like you see parts of, around this area where the clouds come down, and it's foggy, and like you can walk or drive through that. It's just like, it's amazing. And I just really think they did a great job.
I have a quick question. So, is this the way Pyro 4 looked, or did this saturate it a bit?
No, this is pretty much how Pyro 4 looks.
Oh wow! So it really is that red? That's
Oh
cool.
yeah.
This might be one of the more colorful places on in StarCitizen then.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And
thank you for that.
about the red grass, you could have red grass that is providing oxygen, because there have been studies. In fact, my professor Victoria Meadows did a study on
Name dropping.
what vegetation. Well, yeah, I am. What vegetation would be like on planets around stars that are different than our sun. And, like what color would vegetation be? And yeah. This
All right, so yeah,
is definitely along those lines.
I'm going to be quick with my thoughts because we're running long, but just want to say StarCitizen has been long thought of as a screenshot simulator. I think we can officially call it a machinima simulator now. Video simulator. Because it's more than just individual screen now. So yeah, it's been upgraded in my opinion from screenshot to video or machinima simulator. Good job. Congrats again to Lorenz for the MVP. Alright, so we're going to take not a break, but what I want to say, segue? That's not the right word.
Yeah.
We're
works.
going to move on from StarCitizen to, as people know, this month is Black History Month for the February, the shortest month of the year. So typically what we try to do on Sundays and Thursdays is to highlight someone for Black History Month. And today we're going to highlight the creator of The Matrix, Sophia Stewart. So this is a 13-minute video which she described how she became the creator of The Matrix. And some people may not know, but the Wachowski siblings did not come up with The Matrix. Sophia Stewart did. Some people may also credit James Cameron for the Terminator. Sophia Stewart also came up with the Terminator, so people may not know. So here's the background story for that. This is 30 minutes long. You grab a drink and grab a snack.
So when you go to court, and when I went to court, I was suing for money and damages. I didn't have to prove I was the owner of the Matrix and Terminator. All I had to do was put in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money. They adapted my Third Eye Matrix and Terminator book and with the script with the same name into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying.
What the Matrix represents for some people, because you mentioned it, and we're gonna definitely open that whole conversation up, is like the idea of wokeness, being woke. And it does seem that there is a wokeness about yourself. The Third Eye was the book that was at the heart of this conversation. It was something that you wrote that is now seen as something that was taken from the Terminator, and the Matrix took something out of that particular book. What happened?
That's not correct what you're saying. Let me correct you so people won't be mimicking rumors, because a lot of people are just reading stuff off of the internet. But if you really want to know the facts about me, you need to go to the archives and read the real media archives what they've written about me, because they have to put the truth in these this media documents and stuff. It documents facts. The courts documents facts. They did not take my copyrighted book or my copyrighted script. What they did was a licensing deal without paying for it. They adapted my Third Eye, Matrix, and Terminator book and with the script with the same name into these movies and films that you guys are enjoying. And when they could not duplicate or get any more, what I would say, eclipse, because only the creator can eclipse the work and carry on. If Picasso was here now, you would be getting more Picassos. But all anybody can do now is mimic and copy off of Picasso's work, but they can't eclipse it because they're not the creator of the work. I was looking for George Lucas at the time. While I was at USC, I skipped high school. I'm a prodigy. Prodigies, we crack codes. We're polymaths. Geniuses are one aspect of knowledge, but the prodigies are like 12-year-old girl. She's got a college degree, and she go work for NASA, but she's 12 years old. So we prodigies, we don't need school. I was reading and writing prolifically at 3 years old, or with fully conscious. In fact, I scared my grandmother. She had made something for me to eat because there was a very bad electrical storm and the lights had blackened out. Everybody was in a blackout and she was worried about me eating. And so she fixed something. And now I'm like 3 or 4 years old, not in school yet. And I walk up to her because I remember it if it was yesterday. And I said, "What did you feed me?" And she said, "What?" I said, "What did you feed me? Because I've never tasted that taste before." And she said, "That's impossible for you to even ask me that." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You were only a baby. You were just this little baby on the bed." But I didn't even know that because I didn't even feel that I even had a body. I saw the storms. I can see it now, like remote reviewing. She was pacing and all nervous and scared, but I didn't have any idea that I was just a baby, not even walking, just a baby laying there. Do you see how fully conscious I am and not knowing I even had a body? So it's always been that way with my knowledge. And I think it comes from my Cherokee side because my grandmother was a shaman and I'm a shaman. So the knowledge that I'm giving in the Matrix and Terminator, no one had ever experienced that knowledge before. It's 100 years ahead. A Terminator, artificial intelligence, looking like us, wrapped in flesh, killed but cannot be killed. Before I brought in this concept that changed the whole paradigm of the world, everybody was doing H.G. Wells, and H.G. Wells, science fiction writer, also a prodigy. He had the old metal clankety clank, these metal robots that you saw in Star Wars, Star Trek, Lost in Space. They were all still creating all these metal robots. I saw Star Wars when I was a little kid in Harlem at the Apollo Theater because we used to go to the Apollo every weekend to see all the great acts and stuff. The Sutton brothers owned it at that time. And so they made money during the day and the night. In the daytime, it was like a movie theater. And this is 1977, a little kid, I see Star Wars. And I interpreted Star Wars as a biblical movie or franchise called Star Wars. Look at Star Wars, the wars in heaven. And look, Darth Vader, the devil, how he fell from the light side to the dark side. George Lucas was talking about these concepts. Then what I saw for my science fiction franchise was the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. But past, present, and future time travel. No one had ever introduced that in a movie the way I introduced it. Where in the future, the machines are fighting the rebels. They hear the oracle's prophecy that a baby is going to be born that's going to take them out, destroy them. And they're trying to enslave mankind because now the AI have elevated consciously. They're like us, but they're ruthless. But also Kyle Reese, one of the rebels, hear the same oracle's prophecy. He's going to time travel to save Sarah Connor because they know Sarah Connor is destined to have the baby JC, Jesus Christ, John Connor, who grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. Neo is an anagram for the one. John the Revelator was the only one to call Jesus the one. Neone. This is why when you see the references to Neo, and when the rebels come up and say, "You're my personal savior," then all the biblical references in the movies, Terminator and Matrix, Terminator End Time Revelations, because that's where the prophecy is that the Christ conscious would come back again, born of a woman. Not the first coming, but the second coming in the future. This is why it impacts the whole world, because here's the story again, but from Revelations. All I'm here is just to educate you on Matrix and Terminator. This is why you will never see James Cameron, Gail Ann Hurd, Andy and Larry Wachowski's, none of them doing any interviews, because it will be a deposition used against them to prosecute them. And they can't answer the questions.
I was about to say, I don't think they could break it down like this. I don't think they could break it down like this.
They don't even know what the work is. They didn't even know what the word matrix was. They tried to copyright and trademark the word matrix, Now, I got a trademark on The Matrix. The movie is called The Matrix. It's called The Terminator. I got copyrights, trademarks on that terminology. But they thought that the word matrix was phenomenal, and they thought that they could copyright and trademark. It's a generic. The word matrix and cola. Let me give you an example. The word cola or matrix, generics, you can't trademark or copyright. Right. They don't belong to anyone. They belong to everyone, because you might want to do Coca-Cola. You might want to do Pepsi Cola, Shasta Cola. Do you understand what I'm talking about? RC Cola. That's different people with different formulas. But the word cola, somebody else, you might want to come out with John Cola. You see what I'm talking about? But people who still don't understand any of that. They don't understand what it is, a generic, meaning that no one can own a generic. They never read the Bible. They had never read the Bible. They didn't know the word the matrix was a 7,000-year-old Latin word for the woman's womb, and that it was mentioned 5 times in the Bible, 3 times in Exodus, 2 times in Numbers. Exodus 34th chapter, 19th verse, God says, "He who opens the matrix, open up this womb, or his," including the female animals, because all the female animals birth. The cows birth the baby cows. Do you see the goats, the babies? All of the female animals do the same process as the female living beings upon the earth. Females, not males.
Now, as you just laid that up and pretty much have been doing that for the last 10 minutes or so, about showing that, I'm the real deal when it comes to this matrix. Like, those other folks ultimately took your work or used it.
Did not take my work. They stole the money. When you go to court, no, listen, I got to clear this up, because this is rumors all over the internet, and people need to be cleared of these rumors. No one can steal your car because the title is in your name. They can't steal your house. The title is in your name. They can't steal the TV because you have the receipt. Now, they can take these items and make money off of them. They can take your house and have a house party and make $1 million. They can take, your car and make some money off of it. Now, when you go to court, we're going to court not for ownership, because you have to put your ownership in there to take possession of the money that's owed you. We're going in for damages. Damages, that's money. That's why anybody sue. We're not suing for owning, we're suing for money. So when you go to court, and when I went to court, I was suing for money and damages. I didn't have to prove I was the owner of the Matrix and Terminator. All I had to do was put in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money, showing that the copyrights and the derivative movies are all mine. The FBI documentation who investigated and found out what they had done. It's when you impose on somebody's copyrights or trademark, it's counterfeiting. A lot of people don't know that. I'm here to teach law and make you prolific in law and make you understand. Forget about these rumors. I said you can't make any money on the internet with rumors. The internet is a distribution platform created for you to make money like you're doing. It's created for you to make money, not the gossip. You're not gonna make any money gossiping. You're just a troll. Nobody's gonna sue a troll on the internet because they don't have any money. It's a waste of time. So they can say anything they want. Like Tupac says, love me or hate me, you're still gonna buy me because I'm the truth.
Come on now.
Well, it's real, very real.
What was the moment though?
Tupac knew what he was talking about.
What was the moment though that you was like, hold up, is that my work? Like when you watch
I did not go to the Terminator movies. Terminator came out October the 26th, 1984. My copyrights are May of 81, 83, and February the 6th, 84. So you see my book, published book, and copyrighted scripts, all of that was already out and people was reading it, just like Lords of the Ring book, Lords of the Ring movie, the Maze book, the Maze movie, the Gravity book, the Gravity movie. See, all these great movies and franchises come from somebody's hard work. The late J.R. Tolkien's Lords of the Ring, The Hobbit. The Hollywood go and make deals. And I don't even understand how people can even give Hollywood any credit of doing anything, because when the writers go on strike, Hollywood don't have anything.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this teaser. You can watch the full interview right now at hypersclub.com, along with more behind the scenes and additional content.
So when you go to court, and when I went to court, I was suing for money and damages. I didn't have to prove I was the owner of the Matrix and Terminator. All I had to do was put in 96 pieces of evidence to claim the money. They adapted my...
Okay, so we're back. Sorry about that. I was expecting a longer ending on that one, so my bad. Plus, I was looking for a link, so that kind of threw me. But yes, that is Sophia Stewart giving her the truth of what happened with the Terminator and the Matrix. Some people, I didn't know about this until like a couple of years ago, so this is still kind of new to me. Is it new to anyone else?
No, actually, I kind of let's talk about that.
No, go ahead.
No, I knew about this. I heard about this about a couple of years ago.
Right.
I recently this came across my feed because I'm actually subscribed to Hype. So this came across my feed and I watched it. I've never seen her doing an interview and breaking it down like this. But I've heard about it, a while back, because when we were, I'm a big fan of the aliens and stuff like that, Terminator, they're cool. And you kind of come across things as you kind of dig deeper into the origins of stuff. And she came across me as to being the creator, and I was like, really? I was like, wow, okay. Like I said, I'm thinking like everybody else, James Cameron and everybody, whoever the writers were who came up with it. But coming to find out, it was her.
What tripped me out, real quick, what tripped me out a long time ago, in the 80s and 90s, James Cameron said the vision of the Terminator came to him in a nightmare or a fever dream. That's literally what he said, and I recall that. So
I don't know, okay.
Mhm.
And just my last thing, I won't go to it, but it just kind of, as I watched this, it was, unfortunately, it's sad because, unfortunately, in entertainment, it's a very predatory business,
right?
But that's my 2 cents as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
You want to say something, Pops?
I had heard rumblings of this. Um, you know, as you go through and you hear certain things as you go around. But I can the thing about this that I got from it was her creativity was taken from her and what she did, and that's a very hard thing to do because from the way she talks, you can see it was very personal to her where she came up with the storyline and how she tied different things together. To put a script together, in my opinion, is very difficult. It's not an easy thing to do, and as you can hear from the way she described how she tied in things from the Bible and Genesis. Wow, you really. So she had inspiration from a lot of places. So I can understand how she feels in that, and I'm not clearly sure if she won or didn't win. I thought she won, but
it seemed like it's still in litigation because she's
still in
waiting for
litigation?
she waiting for
Oh,
something.
okay.
It sounds like she's waiting for someone to slip up so she can get in there and win.
Oh,
that's what
okay,
that's what it
that's
came
what you
across.
meant.
That's what I got
Yeah.
from this interview.
Yeah. Okay. From the way I took it in the beginning, I thought she did win, but I see
Or
why
maybe she
she
got
said
the money,
so.
but she didn't. She didn't get. I don't know. Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah,
win
but
anything with regards to that case.
Oh, she didn't win anything.
What she did win. Here's what happened.
Mm.
According to Wikipedia, she sued in 2003 that those two films plagiarized her work. The thing is, apparently, she and her attorneys didn't enter any evidence, and so that she didn't win that case. But in 2014, she sued her lawyers because they failed to provide the legal services to her in that case. And in that case, she won $316,280. As far as this goes, I don't know. Maybe it's still something that's in litigation from the sounds of it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What she
okay.
said was very, very, very telling was that, and it made me think back real quick, was that she said that if any of she named those specific people. She
James
named
Cameron and Gail
James
Unheard.
Cameron, right?
Yeah.
And she named, I think, one other person. She said if any
Gail
of them,
Unheard.
right, if any of them go on there and do an interview talking about how the movie was made, or to that degree, it sounded like as if she was putting it down, it would be a deposition right there. And
Right.
it made me think, and it made me go back and say, wait a second, have I ever seen James
And
Cameron?
I have.
And
Like I
talk-
said,
Right.
I remember quite clearly James Cameron said he got the idea from a fever dream, a nightmare, for Terminator. But this was early on. It probably on VHS tape somewhere. I don't remember it in modern time. This was like around the time
Okay.
Terminator 2 came out. Yeah.
I can't let this go. I'm sorry. I have. This is infuriating because, nobody should be have their work taken, right? And
Yeah, I agree.
without me knowing the background of everything, I'll take her at her word. But she did something there that is inexcusable. This was put up 2 days ago, and you don't dead name a trans person, right? You just don't. You don't do it. Okay, it's like saying the N-word, right? You don't do it. It's just not done. You don't do it. It's 2025. You don't dead name a trans person, right? Their names are Lily and Lana.
Oh,
And
okay.
the fact that she did that and then started to hammer home what a female was. I'm sorry, I can't stand transphobia, especially now in this time right now that we're going through in this country. And to see one of my own people, and I mean, she's got a grievance, assuming this was taken from her, but come on, be better than that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm done.
Okay, I missed that, so sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm confused, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused, but
But yeah.
okay, I understand.
What's confusing?
Oh, I think possibly missing that. I didn't recall Sophia Stewart calling them by their old names. I thought she just
Yeah, she did. She did.
I missed that. I missed that.
Yeah,
But
she did.
now that you
But
pointed out,
if-
I see it.
And then she followed it up with basically taking a dig at them being women, right? Like with all this biblical stuff, right? I don't need that. I don't want it, and I'm sorry I even saw this. Yeah, I wish her the best of luck in her case.
While I was watching
know,
it, I thought you talking about how the origination of the Matrix was coming about. That's what I was hearing while I was watching it. But I could see how someone else may take it differently.
You're not necessarily sensitive to what she was doing there, but I got it, and almost every trans woman that watched this would get it too, and that's all I'll say.
All right, so I think that's about it for this week in Show Talk. This week in Star Citizen. But yeah, that is Sophia Stewart, Black History Month. Griffin said she'll probably do something on Sunday regarding Black History Month, so look forward to that. And speaking of Sunday, we're going to talk about the Road Pyro 1.0. I mentioned this earlier on in the show during our commercial break. But yeah, we're going to talk about law security, planetary system, ownership, gold system, insurance, reputation, BTU, professions, and that's of a spaceman. Check that out on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Should be midnight UTC. I'm not sure whether 1 a.m. UTC, but should be midnight ETC. I'll talk to Griffin about that. But yeah, also podcast. Closed Voices has ended, but we're still part of Podstat, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, starting with the captain table. We were on 2 weeks ago, had fun with that. And then Relay Station at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be 2 a.m. UTC for Relay Station. So check that out for almost a full day of Star Citizen podcast. And again, check us out on Sunday for the Road to 1.0. We are going to raid. Well, let me finish this before. We want to become a Soul Bro, Soul Sister, Soulmate. Thank you. Soul Citizen membership has the privileges. Click the join button below on YouTube. Thank you for Fishface, Pottenface, and Jade, as always, for helping us out. And again, people want to come in and talk with us about Star Citizen. Go ahead and click the Discord link so we can and talk with y'all. We would love to hear some new voices about this. You want to follow us on social media. We're Soul Citizen with S-Money everywhere. You want to support us, you can buy merchandise. Support us on Patreon. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and follow depending on what platform you're on. And hit the notification bell to know when we go live. So we are going to raid Abdiohan, our friend over there, fellow Soul Citizen. So let me get this started. There we go. Hope everybody have fun. Stay warm and stay dry. Boston has another 5 to 8 inches of snow coming in. I don't know about the rest of the East Coast. Hope everybody stays safe. And with that, peace, love, and flow.